Boys, I have two bits of good news to share. Number one, we just hit 13 million views on the channel this morning. And two, the power rankings are back.
Let's go.
As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be power ranking every single NBA team once again, but this time after both the trade deadline and the All-Star break, when all these teams are so different. This is going to be the penultimate one that we do. Obviously, we did one back at the start of the year because I felt like we had to. We were a few months into the year, right about at the halfway point. And then we'll do this again in April, right before the playoffs start, with just the playoff teams. You know, this is going to be our last episode, I think, of just doing all 30 teams with everything. So from here on out, it's going to be every playoff team for episode 98 and beyond. But boys, it's episode 97. We're inching very closely to both 10,000 subscribers and 100 episodes. How are we doing today?
I'm good.
We're doing well. We're getting closer. Basketball's back this week, finally. I feel like it's been forever.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Had a really interesting All-Star weekend, Gio.
Oh,
It was fun.
lights out.
No, it was actually pretty competitive.
Listen,
I liked it.
Gio's favorite moment and player is Kashad Johnson.
It's not. Look, I think Kashad Johnson, he tried to bring the energy, and it was just, to me at least, I'm like,
I don't think it's that. I think his energy was fantastic. It's just the dunk contest has no aura at all.
That's probably
he
part
was
of
in
it.
the wrong contest.
It was
probably
the
part of it.
single worst event of the weekend because I thought the 3-point contest was great.
Yeah.
I forgot the Shooting Stars was on because
was all
I
right.
forgot it started at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was all
and
right.
then I didn't watch the dunk contest because I just knew it would be ass.
But what was up with him pulling up his shirt the whole time? Like, what was he doing?
I don't. 'Cause, I mean, I think he was wearing like PSD underwear.
Yeah, but like,
and
is he trying? He's like not like
like a
maybe he
brand
was
deal?
sponsored by PSD.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I looked at a video of 2016 dunk contest. I'm like, wow,
The one in
times were so
Night
good.
and day.
The last one Gordon did was incredible.
Yeah.
And him and Levine were making those on the first try.
Dude, it was insane watching it again. I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be like.
But we don't have that anymore.
we don't.
And like the only reason the dunk contest wasn't so ass the past 3 years is because we had, the white Nate Robinson that literally had to sign for an NBA team just so he can compete in the dunk contest. And he posted on Twitter the other day the dunks he was going to do.
Yeah.
And they were insane
Yeah.
had he had competed.
Yeah.
But, he three-peated, Dame three-peated the 3-point contest. The Knicks won the Shooting Stars, and then the Rising Stars, the Stars team won the All-Star game. World had a lot of injuries. It did kind of suck on that end.
Yeah.
I think the format works. I just wish it was just one USA team, one World team, 4-quarter game.
I agree with that.
That would be awesome.
That would be better.
Yeah.
And more easy to follow, simple to watch, easy to watch.
Exactly,
All
yeah.
that. But here's the thing I want to say about Wemby, because he just earned more of my respect.
Locked
Good.
in.
Thank you.
Locked in.
He's
That whole
locked
game.
in.
He did it last year.
No, like from the jump, like literally from the jump ball, he went full force ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is what
Him
we
and
need. The
Ant.
best players of the next generation need to bring the energy, and he did that.
Him and Ant.
No, do not give Anthony Edwards any credit
No,
for what he
I'm
did
not
to
going to give him credit.
bro.
I'm not going to give
Remember,
him
this
credit.
this was a dude that shot left-handed during the skills contest 2 years ago. I
I'm
ain't
not
giving him
giving
credit
Edwards
at all.
credit.
But
What?
I'm
It's
giving,
because-
I'm giving Wemby the credit
Yeah.
because 2 years in a row now you've seen 100% effort.
Yeah.
When Scotty Barnes hit the game winner,
was pissed.
you saw him go no, and that's the kind of energy
it
we need
meant
for the
something to
All-Star
him.
game. That's something I'll always give credit to Cat for as well. He always tries in the All-Star game, and as you start to see, like the Team USA stars want to change the narrative of how people view the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So putting 100% effort in is needed. While the casual NBA fans think that someone like Jalen Johnson doesn't deserve to be in the All-Star game, he went out there and gave his all. And that should earn people's respect.
100%.
And I think we're going to see that a lot more going forward with a bunch of these teams.
Can I say one thing about the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, a little take that I saw on Instagram. There's this one dude, he was saying, if the All-Star game dies, they should make it black versus white. Like black NBA players versus white NBA players. I think that would be amazing because look, there was never a moment in the history of the NBA where you would believe that the white players would beat the black players in the NBA.
Right.
Now we've reached that moment.
The problem
So it's
is
like, let's do it.
the optics of that, as far as the fans of those teams, the amount of heinous shit you'd see online would skyrocket.
Okay.
So that's why I'm firmly against that from happening, because I know there's going to be a lot of disrespectful things on the timeline
Yeah.
that quite frankly shouldn't even be talked about.
Okay. Fair enough.
As far as that goes, like
I just think that
do
would
I-
be super entertaining.
like it would be cool seeing
That would bring
like,
everyone back to watch it. Am I wrong? Would everyone watch that All-Star game if it was black versus white?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
mean, Listen, how many like
I'm just being real.
besides
Yeah.
Cooper Flag?
Well, it'd be all like Jokic, Luka,
Doncic,
and all those guys.
Jokic, like, come on, bro.
Oh, Luka.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I think U.S. versus the world is good. But I want to put one thing on the screen. I want to put one thing on the screen from Legend of Winning.
I saw
where,
that
Yeah,
before.
someone had a take about the All-Star game shouldn't be in the middle of the season. It should be at the end of the season before the playoffs. And
Oh,
this
like
is how
Pro
he
Bowl?
structured it out. So the season ends on whatever Saturday or Sunday that is. Monday's off. Tuesday, the All-Star and All-NBA teams get announced. Wednesday's the draft lottery. Thursday is media day for the All-Star game. Friday's Rising Star. Saturday's the skills three-point dunk contest. Sunday's the All-Star game. Then Monday, Tuesday off, and then the play-in on Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday's off. Saturday's the third play-in game, and then the playoffs begin. So you get an extra week off, and I imagine whoever's in the playoffs likely won't be involved, or they'll just kind of take it easy. But
I mean,
That might be worse, bro.
That's a big
might be
like
worse.
that's a big eventful week. A lot
It
of
is,
stuff
yeah.
happens.
it will be a fun week.
Yeah.
Because that's a chance for, less injuries potentially in the playoffs when guys aren't, getting hurt.
I don't know.
But then you have a lot of guys that are also have injuries and are out even in the season,
Towards
and
the-
they
yeah,
don't
towards
come
the end
back
of
for
the
the All
season.
Star game.
Yeah.
I just feel like they wouldn't try because the playoffs.
Well,
Right there, they're just not
right.
going to try.
Yeah, those players would sit out probably, and
feel
you have a
you.
whole new All Star
They
teams. About,
should just
you
leave it
know.
alone for now.
It's good fruit for thought.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of is what it is. But, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, get us to 10,000 subs by what? We're almost, like next month, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
We're recording this on the 18th. Our 2-year anniversary is on March 13th. So get us there.
Let's do
And
it.
hit the bell. That way you're notified every time we upload, which is every single day. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, leave a review, answer the polls. Follow our socials down in the description below. Personal ones you can see on the bottom of the screen right now. See my guy Giovanni. I'm to 1 million Instagram followers. Please
Get
do.
the pod to 1 million Instagram followers.
That would be great.
That would be cool.
So, and also, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be on Sunday. Gio's birthday is actually next Wednesday. So on the 25th. So be sure to wish him a happy birthday because the next episode is not coming out until March. And, as far as the rest of the stuff goes, join the Discord server, follow the Twitch. And I think that's all the necessary housekeeping stuff we have. So, boys, do we have anything to say before we dive into the first segment?
No.
Let's rock.
Into the first segment we go. So usually on this show, we like to intro the episode with some sort of news report or anything that might have happened in the NBA, usually if like a trade breaks or something along those lines. And we have a massive one. But before we do, quick shout out to Domantas Sabonis and Kyrie Irving, who both will unfortunately not be returning this season.
And Zach Levine.
And Zach Levine as well, both with injuries. Kyrie obviously tore his ACL last year. And shout out to Gio's favorite player, Christopher Emmanuel Paul, on his retirement from the league. Incredible career, very sour ending. He deserved better than that. But, kind of is what it is. Gio, just a quick word on
Nah.
your GOAT.
I'm not saying nothing about Chris Paul. He's all right, but Russ busted his butt every time they played against each other. That's all I got to say.
But look, they're both going to go into the Hall of Fame together, so
They
it really
will.
doesn't matter.
They will.
But anyways, usually on this show, like I said, we open up with news and we have a massive news story for you guys today. So on the screen right now, we have the Shams Charania tweet saying the NBA has fined the Utah Jazz $500,000 and the Indiana Pacers $100,000 related to the management of their rosters for recent games. Shams went on to tweet this tweet, as he usually does, and said on February 7th and February 9th, the Jazz removed Larry Markkinen and Jaren Jackson Jr. before the beginning of the fourth quarter and did not return them to the game. The Pacers were fined for violating the player participation policy for holding out Pascal Siakam and 2 starters on February 3rd. Now, immediately this brings up a red flag to me because the Jazz won that game when they took out their starters in the fourth quarter. The rest of the guys just hooped their butt off. And the Pacers on February 3rd were coming off on the second half of a back-to-back, which is when teams usually rest their players. So it seems a bit perplexed how these teams were punished for doing something that everybody does, whether it's win the game or you just rest your players. Now we're going to put a tweet on the screen from Scott Agnes, which is Adam Silver's statement-ish kind of thing from the Shams tweet, saying overt behavior like this that prioritizes draft position over winning undermines the foundation of NBA competition, and we will respond accordingly to any further actions that compromise the integrity of our games.
That's good.
So, essentially he's trying to prevent teams from tanking because, teams like the Jazz, let's say they are trying to lose, and you don't want your fans spending all this money, their hard-earned money, to show up and you guys to just put up a donut every night just so you can get a specific 18 or 19-year-old in the draft. But that could also lead to winning down the line if you do get that franchise cornerstone. I'll put one more tweet on the screen because this is flagrant. Adam Silver definitely had you in the first half. Here's what I'm about to tell you is going to be crazy.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a tweet from Legion Hoops. I know Antoine's already seen it, saying Adam Silver says he would consider ending the NBA draft and making rookies free agents if that's what it took to stop tanking. He said all options are on the table to stop tanking.
Whoa. Okay, wait. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of like this stance. It's
How,
a very
though?
hard stance that he's taking. Now, I don't think, is he going to do it? I don't think so.
It's a bad idea because everyone's just going to want to go to the best teams with the biggest markets because
Exactly.
rookies aren't going to command max contracts.
So this is one of those things where it gets a little political here because he's saying something as a threat that he's not going to actually do. He's not going to do that. He knows it's bad for the league.
I would hope
but he's
not.
saying it as a threat to basically say, y'all
It's a
better
scare
compete.
tactic.
Y'all better compete or else you're not going to get this player in the draft that you're tanking for. And I'm not mad at it. I think this is good. I think competitive basketball is not only good for the NBA in terms of making money because more fans are going to come to the game, but it's good for the viewer. I want to see competitive basketball, don't you? What's wrong with
Yeah.
this statement?
Well, it's tough in the sense that if I could find the tweet, I'll put it on the screen. There was something about how Sam Presti and the Thunder were really like making it,
Oh yeah, they're the ones
Yeah.
pressuring the NBA on tanking the most.
but
Why
they're
is
also
this?
but they're also the same team that spent the early part of the 2020s egregiously tanking
Yeah.
for players like Chet Holmgren.
Exactly.
I
So
don't know if they were truly tanking though.
oh, they were absolutely tanking, absolutely. I'm gonna pull up the standings from the years they were tanking, and you just tell me if you think that's the case or not. So in 2020, the Thunder were still a
But
decent
it's getting
team.
more
That was-
egregious and obvious now.
Well, it is, but in the Western Conference in 2022, the Thunder were 14th in the West. They were 24 and 58. So they were not good. And that's
Right.
why they kept stockpiling these draft picks. They were trading away good players to take back first round picks.
Right.
They literally sat SGA for a game against the Memphis Grizzlies and they lost by 78. So, it's almost like tanking for me, not for thee. Climb the ladder, burn it behind you. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from Sam Presti and them, which also doesn't surprise me because the Thunder are already an unlikable team by most fan bases.
Yeah.
And to me, like tanking works. Who like the two best teams in the NBA right now are the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Detroit Pistons. And honestly, you can even throw in the San Antonio Spurs. They all tanked to get Cade Cunningham, to get Chet Holmgren, to get Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. And then you build from there. Sometimes you have to take that rebuilding year and do what's needed.
I understand. All right, so you're looking at it from the perspective of the team, the individual team themselves. In that perspective, tanking is great, and I'm all for it. If I was the president of the Spurs, I'm tanking to get Wemby.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a commissioner perspective, and you're saying, how is my game of basketball being played, and you're seeing a bunch of teams, like maybe close to half the teams that don't really care about winning because maybe they want to get a good draft pick.
Yeah.
That's not good for the NBA. Am I wrong?
It's one, it's not good for the NBA, but two, Adam Silver's not doing a good job of marketing these teams to begin with.
Okay.
So they're not going to attract any free agents. Who wants to go to Utah? That's why they traded for Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
That's why the best players they've had have been drafted or traded for.
So let me ask you this. If you're Adam Silver, how do you market your, the smaller market teams?
Well, it's a lot deeper than that, where Adam Silver's been clinging on to LeBron, Steph, and KD for dear life. And outside of that, you go to any of the big time networks. I literally just saw it today. They're talking about Giannis going to the Lakers again. Like all they talk about is the same 4 teams every single time.
That's it, literally.
Whereas, like, you look at a team like Detroit, they're finally starting to talk about them, but when they talk about Detroit, they're always talking about the Knicks with them. So they're not doing a good job of trying to build up the next face of the NBA. There's all about agendas. They're trying to force Anthony Edwards to be this face of the league because he's an American. Yet someone like Victor Wembanyama has got pretty much everything you need in a player and personality. But
I think they're doing a good job of marketing Wemby.
they have to because he's that freaking good.
Right.
But when you get down to these teams at the bottom, like, no one was talking about the Pacers the way they should have been last season.
Right. Well, no one expected that. Only you did, bro.
But again, it's the thing. If they marketed Tyrese Halliburton properly, then maybe things would have been different. There's 30 teams in the NBA. You should care about all 30 of them.
I think here you have to understand this. The NBA has to be careful about who they market, because what if that player isn't who they thought they were and they wind up being, I don't know, a bust or not that good? You have to be very careful on who you pick to market. And maybe they didn't fully believe in Halliburton yet to do that.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, that's when casuals become a toxic environment. When people aren't watching Hawks games, they're not going to see that Jalen Johnson's having an incredible season, and they see him, they're like, who the hell's this guy? He doesn't deserve to be in the All-Star game.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you marketed the dude properly, because he's truly having a top 15 season right now, then you would have a much different case. And to me, that's why the NBA obviously has to cater to the casual fan, because that's the majority of basketball fans. But, at the same time, you have to market these players. You can't just keep... What happens when LeBron, Steph, and KD are all out of the league and they're all retired? What do you do? But how do we know if they're going to do that properly? And that's why I've been very critical of Adam Silver in that aspect of it.
Right.
But then I want to bring this over to you, Antoine, because there's been swirling reports over so many years, all the way back to the 90s and 80s, of the lottery being rigged. Do you think that has anything to do with also sort of tanking, or does that hold any significance?
Well, I mean, we can obviously knock off, we can pick exactly, the Spurs with Wemby, the Mavs with Cooper last year. You can even throw in my Knicks draft with Patrick Ewing with the frozen envelope.
Yeah.
This year, you really don't have any. Well, Brooklyn. But the other teams kind of are just there. Indy, I guess you can throw in there. You don't have
the reigning Eastern Conference champs.
Yeah,
are there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. I'm probably an advocate of it that the draft lottery is kind of rigged just because of recent history. I don't know. Like I said, the way it works. I think Adam Silver right now. From this past year, his job's gotten a lot more harder, and I think he's done it to himself, honestly, because I feel like he's kind of turned the NBA into something that we don't really enjoy to some degree anymore. Mostly like regular season games are kind of like, tanking, of course, part of it.
Well, he's trying to fix it, no?
Yeah, but, if you ruined it, how can you fix it?
Yeah.
Did he ruin it?
No, Sam Hinkie is what ruined tanking when the Sixers won. I think they won either 9 or 10 games in a season back in like 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's when you really saw the egregious levels of tanking. And then the Celtics traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to the Nets, and they started egregiously tanking. And at the same time, they both kind of were the Celtics and the Sixers. And that's when you saw the Celtics, they were able to even still get good assets because the Nets were bad, but the Sixers still kept tanking and tanking until 2018 when you had everything you needed. You had Embiid, you had Simmons, you had anything you could have wanted and more. And now what we're essentially seeing is play-in teams getting the first pick. Right? The past two number one picks have been the play-in teams.
Maybe that's on purpose.
I think it might be because, remember, they changed the whole lottery odds. The first pick, the worst record used to have such a high percentage chance of getting the first pick. But now, we talked about this on stream during the trade deadline. The top 3 teams each have a 14% chance. But the team with the worst record has a 47% chance of getting the 5th pick.
Wow.
So just because you're in the bottom 4, if 4 teams get into the lottery, you're out of there.
Right.
And we saw last year, the Jazz and Wizards were by far the worst teams in the NBA. They had the 5th and the 6th pick. Right. And you saw teams like Philly get into the top 4. You saw, I think Charlotte was the only team that remained in the top 4. But San Antonio leapfrogged everybody. So, and again, that's where you kind of get, that's where things can get a little sketchy.
Yeah.
That, changing the lottery odds caused more chaos, I would say, in the lottery where, maybe Adam Silver views the Wizards and Jazz as destinations that they don't deserve that kind of player when someone like Cooper Flagg can change the whole dynamic of that franchise. But instead, you're now sending Cooper Flagg to a team that had Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. So it's an interesting conversation. What do you think about that, Gio?
Okay, so I think that Adam Silver, I take a different perspective on this because I believe that Adam Silver changed the odds of the lottery for the reason of not or encouraging teams to not tank as much. Because if teams start to realize, okay, we're so bad, but we're still not going to get the number 1, 2, or 3 overall pick, then why even tank anymore? Play basketball and compete, and maybe you still get the first pick. Like you said before, the Mavericks, they end up getting, were they a play-in team last year?
I just said that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then now they got the first pick of the draft. Like what? Right? So like maybe that's like an encouragement for teams to compete. And then besides that, like I feel like maybe he messed it up. I don't know. But what do you think, Anthony?
Well, no, I mean it's not. I mean you should be competing regardless.
But
every
are they?
season.
That's the thing. He's trying to fix that. They're not competing. We know that.
Well, I get it. I mean, that's a big talking point. I mean, the free agency stuff with the rookies, I mean, awful, not going to work. That takes all, like, the excitement of the draft that we have as fans. Every league has the lottery now besides the NFL. So I was trying to think about what I was going to say. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. I had it, and it went away. But like I said, like you can look back and look at our draft lottery reaction last year. You could see how defeated we were when we saw the Mavs were the number 1 pick. Like we were just like, no way. And we're gonna live stream it again this year, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a different outcome. Hopefully Tyler's cheering with his team getting the first pick. Maybe another team. Maybe the Wizards now with Trey and Anthony Davis.
Again, there's red flags with even this year's lottery. The Bucks kept Giannis. They could easily be given the first pick. Because they're right now 6th or 7th in lottery odds.
That happens. That'd be interesting.
It would be super fishy, especially if another play-in team gets it.
Right.
Because you're essentially just caring about the top 20 teams in the league, and those bottom 10 teams can go pound salt. And that's really, it just doesn't set a good dynamic for those fans. Like, why even compete if you're not going to care about us? And we're starting to see more teams like ethically tank. Like, look at the Raptors last season. The Raptors took a bunch of teams to overtime early on to start the year. And then you start running some young guys in and you get the reps needed. Same thing with the Nets. But, you look at someone like Danny Ainge. He's an egregious tanker. You look at Sam Hinkie. He's an egregious tanker. So, again, it's a few bad eggs can ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
But I just find it strange how the Jazz and Pacers got punished for, like, it was the worst timing considering the Jazz literally won the game. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's almost like
I think they're trying to, show precedent.
Set a
Like,
standard.
We're going to fine you if
just give them a win if that's the case.
Well, yeah. I mean, another thing too, like, against like the whole like legality of the sport and like keeping like what's the word I'm thinking of? The integrity, like this is in simpler terms throwing games out, which is against that whole thing. So it shouldn't be happening, of course. Maybe I mean, the amount of games that are in the NBA season gives these teams a lot of opportunity to tank because.
All right, so Anthony, can I ask you something? Because you seem to take the middle ground on almost everything.
You can't
What
take
is
the
your
middle ground
opinion
here.
on this? Do you think Adam Silver is right to go against the teams that are tanking, or do you think he's wrong?
What do you say? Right? 100%.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%.
So we agree then. Tyler,
Yeah.
you don't think?
Again, right now, I just don't think he's going about it in the right way.
Okay.
And that's kind of, that for me, that's
listen,
the gist of it.
You can find teams, they have the money still to pay them.
Right.
You got to do
But
a lot more than just money.
It's just to show these teams, like,
know.
we're here, we're watching you guys. You guys better compete.
Right.
A little fine here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
that should
possibly-
happen.
I mean, I'm all about taking the time to rebuild because it works. And that's why I give the San Antonio Spurs zero credit for building the team they have because it just comes down to the lottery. Either you get lucky or it's rigged. And that's kind of what it is, right? You're not good because you built this young team. You're good because you drafted 3 top 5 picks in 4 years. That's the reality of the situation.
You want to know what like an easier fix in simpler terms, and this wouldn't take much, is that, I guess this could be a new thing for like the new CBA, but you give 3 teams, I mean, 3 like, tanking warnings for these teams that are doing it every year. And with each increment you go up, your position in the draft lottery falls down incrementally. And
I mean, that could be something.
your odds decrease incrementally
Remember, it's also
for all those teams.
I'll close with this because we're kind of rambling on for a while. But someone like the Jazz, it's not just about the first pick. The Thunder have their pick if it's 9 or higher. So the Jazz need to incentivize losing to keep their first round pick. So
That's when it gets tough.
to mathematically keep the pick completely, you must get no higher than the 5th worst record in the NBA.
Right.
Because if 4 teams leapfrog you, then the pick goes to OKC.
And that's rough.
And
That's
that's
when
bad.
it gets rough.
Same thing with the Clippers. The Clippers don't have their pick, but the Pacers. The Pacers have to stay in the top 4. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the pick goes to LA.
Yeah.
And, it's just for me, the thing that's bad about it is that they did this after they won games and after normal back-to-back. And the fact that the Thunder, of all people, are the ones opening their mouth about this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
I saw that, and that was really interesting to me because it's like so you can kind of see it coming. Like it's because it's hypocritical. A team that's been doing it for years now is done with it and is complaining about it to the other teams. Like, it's going back in your own word, obviously, and it's kind of just how it is with I guess Sam Presti and how he. I mean, but again, regardless, he has teams picks that could. Again, put him in the top 3 and top 5. So, like, why is he complaining about them being so bad?
Exactly. Because,
the pick's going to go to him.
Well, no, because if these teams continue to lose, he's not going to get the pick.
Right.
The only pick he's guaranteed this year is the Clippers. Okay. But if the Jazz keep winning, if the Jazz finish, let's say 12th in the West, there's a really high chance that pick conveys to OKC. So that's why he's doing it, but it's very hypocritical because the Thunder were egregiously tanking not even 5 years ago.
Yeah. But if I was Sam Presti, I would do the same thing.
Well, obviously, as far as like,
like if you're good, you want to stay good. You want to get that pick, of course, right? So it's like
because if you don't get that pick, then you're going to run into a situation with the salary cap in a few years,
right?
With Shea, Chet, and J-Dub making like combined like $400 million.
Precisely.
So it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But that is our story on the tanking situation. Let us know down in the comments. What are your thoughts on it? What side do you sit on with Adam Silver? And let's hope that the Brooklyn Nets get the first pick in this year's draft. Otherwise, I will cry when we get the 8th pick again. So, boys, do we have anything else to say before we dive in to the next segment? Because it's a doozy.
No, let's go.
Into the next segment we go. Boys, this is something I never expected to be talking about on the show. But you know what? Crazy shit in this world happens, and we have to talk about it. So this involves a Nets legend by the name of Kevin Wayne Durant.
That's his middle name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you not know that?
Did not know that.
That's not badass, I will say. Kevin Wayne Durant.
Kevin Wayne.
Just, I feel like he makes it work, though, unironically.
Fair.
Like Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
I guess,
but Kevin.
But Mr. Kevin Wayne Durant has, been a lot more active on Twitter as the years have progressed. And, he kind of stopped tweeting on his main account and he said that he was on another burner to come get him. And, one thing led to another. And another one of his burners got exposed. And this is probably the most heinous one out of all of them over however long he's been on Twitter. Probably like 11, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
Whatever, or as LeBron would say, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And, should I at least give you some context onto how all of this got exposed?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're going to put some tweets on the screen based on some things that were said in certain tweets. I might not be able to show it. So if you don't see it, that's the reason why. So don't come at me for it. But this all started with a Twitter user by the name of Pranav Sriraman. And I know I butchered his name, but he posted a picture of a bunch of the trophy changes that Adam Silver made, saying, y'all remember he changed the design of every major trophy there was for zero reason at all. And then Kevin Durant said, damn, y'all even hate the trophies? And then he replied saying, not as much as I hate your drone investments.
Oh.
So KD has some business ventures with, one of his drone companies funds the IDF, and that is frowned upon amongst a lot of people in society. And then KD said, so you hate trophies? My God, you guys are just miserable. And then bro said, not the only thing I mentioned I hate. And then he put the gif, address me with an elephant, address the elephant in the room. And then he said, why do you hate trophies so much? And he just said, they look cheap and uncreative. There, I answered your question. Well, you answered my question about Skydio, which is the drone company you invested in, selling to the IDF and stuff like that. And then a user by the name of Ryan, Based Frog 23, said, do you believe KD will address the burner of his weird account of the burner of his account? Weird how all his friends' search engines are the ones who are responding to it, and it goes in group chats trashing teammates.
What does that mean? Weird that I'm lost that all his friends show up in his
so these group chats
Okay.
are just KD super fans. They're KD stans.
okay.
So KD will basically just shit talk his teammates, and his stands will deride him, and they'll support him with whatever he says.
Oh my goodness.
The search engine, so he has them in the burner search engines. That's just like a quick access.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So
weird.
So the Twitter account by the name of Get Off My Dickerson, and we'll show you some of the tweets that he said. So the first one that came out from Ryan said, "Coach called that play to pass to Alperen Şengün. He said, I'm gonna turn the ball over with this shitty ass team. I don't give an F. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend." Talking about Alperen Şengün, which is low key true, by the way, but we're not going to talk about that right now. He said that's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. So that's the first tweet. Then he said, I can't trust Jabari to make an effing shot or get a stop. Just don't give him a tech free throw, to be honest. And then he calls him the R word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a bit out of line there from
Yikes.
Kevin. Yeah, that's not something you should be calling anyone, let alone it's one thing for a former teammate, but a current teammate.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone that idolized you and looked up to you
damn.
growing up.
That's really bad.
That's really bad.
This is gonna be bad for KD. His legacy and publicity and all that. Oof. Yikes.
We're just scratching the surface here. I got some more. Just gonna put it on the screen. I'm not gonna mention the names, but KD said 2 dictators, referring to Devin Booker and Frank Vogel when he was the coach of the Suns. If you want to just go back to who was ruling during World War II, I'm not going to mention their names for the threat of demonetization, but you can probably put the pieces together, add 2 and 2. And then he said, the Suns are my team when we lose and Book's team when we win. Saying
And he tweeted this, I'm guessing, when he was on the Suns.
this was from,
This could have been a
it just
group chat
says
from that
days.
time.
Yeah, it doesn't say a year or anything, but this was in these group chats with Kevin Durant stands.
Right.
And there was a lot of KD stands in Nets Twitter when he was on the team. And I recognize a lot of these accounts
Really?
in these group chats.
Wow.
So
Really?
yeah.
That are Nets fans.
Well, no, they're not Nets fans. They're KD fans.
Yeah.
That were in Nets Twitter.
Yes, they literally come in. They do like their chaos, and then they just leave as soon as KD gets
Kevin
traded.
Durant propaganda.
It was so peaceful when he got
Interesting.
traded. It was insane.
You know what's interesting? He's probably trying to control his own narrative by using these fans.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Interesting. Okay, we'll get into that later, though. Keep going, though, Tyler.
Yeah, what else do we got here? Oh, this is a good one. So he said, I swear, I miss Ben Simmons. At least that guy would give me the ball.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look, Ben Simmons was... The fact that we're even getting like some sort of positive Ben Simmons propaganda in this is crazy in and of itself.
That one was funny, and that was a good one.
I got some screenshots from some various YouTubers that have covered this that I just couldn't find the tweets for. First one comes from the Deep Three, saying, I started holding Steph accountable in film, and they looked at me like this. He's like,
Yikes, bro.
Yeah.
That's bad.
there was also something that if you didn't pass to Steph,
If you don't pass or take up shots, you're getting
cooked.
waived.
you're getting waived.
You're getting waived.
And he also said how that Steve Kerr hasn't liked dark skins ever since Jordan sucker punched him in the face,
Yeah.
Interesting.
which is very interesting.
Get into Gio's favorite player. of
Well,
all time.
we're getting to that. So, so here it is on the screen right now. So someone said, pull the numbers for all those guards, and I bet it's similar all around. And then KD on his burner said, that pick disproved it, though. That's the point, lol. I wouldn't say Kyrie was competing with me, but that light skin, referring to Steph Curry, and that triple double Coca-Cola bear, because I can't say the name of the actual thing,
Okay.
which low key is kind of it's like a funnily accurate comparison for Russell Westbrook.
So he's saying he was competing with him, Russ.
In terms of like, I guess,
yeah,
within the team, trying to get more points, I guess, or
Exactly,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
because essentially, like, Kyrie is one of those, like, he was going to kind of do his own thing regardless of what it was.
And honestly, I don't mind a little competition within the team.
Right. I think, well, it's good if
There's nothing wrong with
it
that.
doesn't let it affect you or the team.
Right.
Because if you're just starting to take shots to try and outscore one of your teammates, rather than playing winning basketball.
Right.
Winning should cure winning
sure.
should be the top
For
priority.
sure, for sure.
So, but here he's talking shit about Kyrie. He's talking shit about Steph and Russell Westbrook. This one from Legend of Winning said, this is the one, if you don't screen and pass up shots for Steph, you getting waived.
Wow. So it seems like he doesn't really like Steph that much.
I don't think it seems that he doesn't like Steph that much. I think it's just the situation of the Warriors. When, if we're being honest, you joined a 73-9 team.
Yeah.
You were not going to get as many shots as Steph Curry. I don't care how good he was. So that's kind of his own fault, I guess.
it's his own problem.
When you go to a good ass team, you have to sacrifice. If you truly wanted to get your shots up, you could have easily gone to Brooklyn in 2016. That would have been a smarter decision. You would have been
Or
able
just
to
stay in OKC.
or just stay in
Hello?
OKC. Like in Brooklyn, you would have been able to get 50 shots up in the first half.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put a tweet on the screen from what's his name? Sorry, I don't want to butcher his name. Oh, here it is. From NBA Dabad, which is basically this is a Portuguese account. It's all translated into English, and this is basically the full list of everything of what he said. So I'll just recap one more time, and then we'll talk for another like 5-10 minutes. So he said the Rockets franchise player Şengün can't shoot or defend. Jabari Smith is the R word. Steve Kerr has hated black people ever since Michael Jordan punched him in the mouth. He said, if Israel needs drones, just let me know, which is crazy.
Wow.
Then he said, Devin Booker and Frank Vogel are dictators. Again, I'm not going to mention the dictators' names, but you can just add 2 and 2 together. The Suns are my team when we lose and Devin Booker's team when we win. He said, man, I miss Ben Simmons. At least he passed me the ball. Steve Kerr never drew up plays or suggested anything, but he won a bunch of titles. I mean, to be fair, the Warriors were ungodly incredible. So,
Yeah.
and
What
no
did he
one,
get to do?
the talent level of everyone else in the league was nowhere near as it is now. It's like, I guarantee you, like teams like the Thunder and the Nuggets and the Pistons could compete better than previous teams back in the 2010s could.
Dude, I don't know.
The Rockets and Cavs were the 2 closest teams that were competing with the Warriors, but they still couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
Well, the Cavs did once.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, this is probably my favorite one of the whole bunch. Said, I miss James Harden. He has a good heart. Kind of delusional, but I get him.
I like that one. I like that one.
That basically is the perfect encapsulation of James
It
Harden.
really is.
Because, like, he just wants his money.
Yeah.
And if he does, he's like, oh, trade me. Like, oh.
He is a little bit delusional, but I like the guy.
He's very delusional.
Yeah.
He also said Chris Paul doesn't know shit
I love that.
because they had beef on the Suns, remember?
Yeah.
Whoa,
When they were
okay.
there. He said, if you don't run the cutoff, that's the Steph Curry one. He said, anybody know anything about Jokic's turnovers? Which is interesting, but, I don't really think there's any substance to that.
Okay.
He's only turning the ball over because he's being aggressive with the passes
Right.
Okay.
compared to, just coughing the ball up.
Right.
And then he said, and then obviously, Kyrie Irving didn't compete with me, but a double addict did, referring to Russell Westbrook.
And Curry.
So
Yeah,
and Curry.
Curry.
Yeah.
Now I know that KD practiced today with Houston. I know Jabari Smith posted a picture of him and KD on Instagram. Him and Şengün posted a picture of him and Jabari on Instagram. So I don't know what's going on.
Weird.
It's weird stuff.
Wow.
And all after reports that were saying that the Rockets wouldn't have traded for Kevin Durant if the new Fred VanVleet wasn't going to be healthy this season. Because when they traded for him, that was a month before he tore his ACL, or 2 months before.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
so yeah, I know it was all kind of crazily, like we jumped around a lot, but we don't have access to a lot of these screenshots because a lot of them have been taken down or hidden and stuff like that. But essentially, that is the gist of get off my Dickerson.
Yeah.
So Gio, as a former, KD fan teammate-esque sort of thing,
Yeah.
I know KD's kind of he's your perception on him has changed a lot over the years.
Dude, it's like this.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this has kind of just added a few more inversions and corkscrews
God,
to that roller coaster.
Absolutely.
So, kind of just give us your general thoughts and reactions first, and then tell us how you feel about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, so I'll just start by saying this. Why is everyone getting exposed right now? Like everyone, it's insane. The KD files have been released.
Yeah.
The Curry files, like it's insane. So KD, I loved him when he was on OKC. Loved KD, right? The best. Then, of course, I was an OKC fan. I was like a Russ fan, all that, right? Then he leaves, and I hate this guy more than anyone. I never hated a person in my life until Kevin Durant left the Thunder.
Wow.
That was the first person I hated in my life, right? Insane.
awesome.
And then as the years go by, I'm seeing Kevin Durant is still a good player. I'm like, okay, he's good still. And then I'm seeing him. He's still like a good dude. Seems like a good dude. His mom's pretty cool, and he has a good relationship with his mom.
Yep.
Seems like a regular dude, chilling, right? And then he starts to grow on me again. And so my perception of KD starts to slowly but surely go up. And I'm like, you know what? I've healed from Kevin Durant's departure from OKC. I like the dude again. I literally said that a month ago.
Yeah.
And then this happens. And now it goes crashing right back down. So Kevin Durant, I've lost all respect for you once again. Once again, you did it again. I don't even know how you did it, but you did it. And that's all I got to say for this. Like, this is going to be really bad for him in terms of like people's perception on him as a human being.
Yeah.
Not just as a basketball player, but as a human being. Like, dude, this is really bad. Like, talking about your teammates who you spend so much time with, who you've developed relationships with, who you're friends with, who you're brothers with.
Right.
These are your brothers. And you talk about them like this behind their back, disgusting. That's all I gotta say.
Where does Kevin Durant rank in the realm of LeBron, Rudy, Chris Paul?
Oh shoot.
Yeah, we're really going there.
Oh man.
For those that don't know, those are the players that Gio just absolutely despises. He hates LeBron James for whatever reason.
I think LeBron's number one.
Really?
Yeah. So Kevin Durant's right behind LeBron right now.
Once more, bro, I think more stuff's going to come out of KD.
There is going to be more stuff.
So
But let me tell you this. Once LeBron's done, I guarantee you there's going to be LeBron files. I guarantee it. He looks at Gabe Vincent like this, like a little side eye, and the next day he's gone. Like, what? Like, we know for a fact LeBron has some files that's going to be
He's legit,
exposed.
bro. It's what it is.
Yeah.
But as long as he's worse than Rudy, that's all that matters. 'Cause
Yeah.
we love. I like Rudy Gobert.
Rudy, I mean, he's not.
Rudy catches a lot of hate for no
He
reason.
seems like a decent dude. He just annoys me. That's all.
It's fair enough, I guess. So now, Antoine, let me ask you this, because I'm not gonna lie, I lost my train of thought on what I was gonna say. What was it? It was about just the KD stuff.
Durant.
Oh, so I'm sure KD is not the only player that does this. They talk behind players' backs and stuff like this, but in today's day and age, it's just a matter of who gets caught. So, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? And where does you're a legacy guy. What does this do to someone like Kevin Durant as far as like all-time rankings, public's perception, whatever?
Well, I mean, I think Golden State brought it down a lot, and then winning the 2 chips, and he was MVP both times, which kind of
Finals,
helps
yeah.
his case.
Yeah.
Finals MVP both times, yeah. So then going to Brooklyn is kind of cool, like the story. After Brooklyn, it was kind of a free fall from there. I think KD's one of the best players in our lifetime, 100%. This stuff, on the other hand, is insane. It seems like KD literally lives on Twitter.
Yeah.
In his spare time.
Remember, he tweeted at Shams during the celebrity game, have some shame while he's on his phone on the bench. Kevin Durant warming up for the All-Star game was literally texting on his phone or tweeting or whatever.
Yeah, and listen, I know KD has a lot of time on his hands because he just balls and he has no girlfriend, no wife.
He needs a girl, bro.
No kids.
He needs a girl.
He had nothing but ball and this.
Cause he rants to Twitter like, talk to your girl, bro. Like,
Bro.
like, come on, bro.
But when you're KD, you really got your probably phone is buzzing off with that stuff. Anyway, we don't know. He's unk at this time and age.
He is.
But
He's literally married to the. Remember Mr. Mosby from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? I'm married to my job.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's about.
That's him, bro.
He's just doing this for the love of the game.
Listen, this stuff is crazy. The stuff being said from KD and the words and verbiage being used, crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we know, like, just from like general knowledge as sports fans, like, there's shit said in the locker room.
Oh, for
we
sure.
know this. 100%. Are we there? No. Like,
Remember during
like-
the Nuggets Sun series? Remember when shout out Legends Production, supporter of the show, said that he did the lip syncing of KD and Book talking to Ayton, calling him soft, and him not going for rebounds and not putting in effort. So it's both on and behind their backs.
yeah, this going into just a random chat with your boys, your fans, some people he probably never met in his life, or who knows, crazy. And talking about the Rockets now, I mean, it seems like every team he goes to, like, he hates it right now. And like, have you ever looked in the mirror and be like, maybe it's me and not the team? I don't think KD's gonna do that because, again, in his eyes, it's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And he's the best player on that team. Houston is kind of in like a very rough situation right now. No Van Vliet. The bench is kind of, not there. You have young stars that are going up and down very much throughout the season. But again, I mean, he can still make that team go pretty far, regardless, because the talent in that team is really deep, and young guys are coming up like Reed and Aman and Jabari Smith, hopefully, and Şengün and Tari Eason. Gio loves that guy to death.
That's the most random thing he said all day.
So, but listen, all around crazy. When I first saw this stuff, I was like, what is this about? And then I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, this is okay.
I thought it was fake when I first saw it.
And then I text Tyler, I'm like, this stuff's insane. And we're going to talk about it, of course. And then everybody on social media, basketball, Twitter is bringing it up, and I'm looking more into it. But crazy. I think my question for you though is that who is that random guy that just dropped all this in that thread?
It was probably someone. Because remember, like, I know that there are people that I cannot name that have friends in these group chats, and they send them screenshots. And I'm sure the screenshot got to the wrong person, and they just leaked it because you know what? It is disrespectful, and it's cowardice to not only talk about someone behind your back, but to do it off of a burner account. It's crazy. And this is a very important life lesson. The people you look up to might not be a good person. They might have malicious intent to what they do. And I think with KD, I feel like he almost just feels like he's like almost like vindicated. Yeah. Because in OKC, he was drafted there. They built that team up. It just didn't work. And then in Golden State, winning cures everything. So there couldn't have been problems because they were the best team of all time. And then you get hurt. You go to Brooklyn. It's a nice comeback story. And then outside elements prevented this team from succeeding, injuries, mandates, and whatever. And then once you get traded from Brooklyn, that's when the true colors were shown. Because you requested to go to teams that were good, but had to gut their entire future and their assets. So you're now left here with a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. And then you get rid of even more depth to bring in a third star for someone like Bradley Beal.
Right.
And
I think that was in him the whole time, though. Let's not act like going to the team made him act like this.
No, I'm not saying it made him act like this, but there was nothing else to hide. Like in Brooklyn, in Golden State, and OKC, you were able to hide behind the fact that you were winning, you were good, and the fact that, a lot of the stuff in Brooklyn was just unlucky.
Right.
But in Phoenix and Houston, a lot of the stuff is starting to become a lot more glaring.
Well, Houston's top 3 seed in the West.
No, they're not. They're literally 5 or 6 right now.
Are they actually? They fell that much?
Yeah, they're not
3.
3.
Go double check that.
I literally check the standings almost every day.
No way they're 5.
They're 6. They're 5
They're
or 6.
fourth in the West.
They're 4th, bro. Get out of here.
Okay,
they're a half game ahead of fifth.
half a game ahead of the Lakers.
Okay, well, you get what I'm saying. They're still top 4 team, playoff team.
No, but like I said, there's problems in the locker room now that are being exposed because the team's not playing at their ability. We thought they'd be a top 2 seed in the West. And right now they're just not. They're a whole 4 games behind San Antonio. So, and again, Phoenix was just a disaster, but a lot of it was caused by them. You didn't need to get Bradley Beal. And you're Kevin Durant. You're going to face the brunt of everything because you're Kevin Durant.
Look how they're doing now without him.
Exactly. They're thriving without him. And the same thing, the Nets have a future now. The Warriors are, you still got Steph on the team. Everything's fine when he's there. Yeah. And look at the Thunder. The Thunder have completely fixed themselves.
Right.
So I expect the same thing for the Rockets when they leave. And, that's kind of that. So
look, at the end of the day, this is Kevin Durant trying to control his own narrative. Like I said before, what he's doing is he's bringing other players that he played with down so that he can be lifted up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally understand.
That is just, I don't even have a word for it.
It's loser shit. That's what it is.
It's so cowardice, like you said.
It's weak sauce. That's
terrible, terrible.
I think that's the perfect way to describe it.
Cupcake, bro. He's a cupcake, and he's always been that. That's just my take on him.
Exactly. So, that is the story of Kevin Durant. Unfortunately, regardless of how you feel on him, he still is Nets legend, Kevin Durant. Because you just got to put on a Nets jersey, and you're a Nets legend.
Look, good thing that foot was on the line. I'm sorry, Tyler, to bring that up. I'm sorry. Good thing that big old toe was on the line.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments. How do you feel about Kevin Durant? I'm totally not gonna go smack Gio after we're done filming this episode.
Look, maybe if he didn't talk so much trash about players behind their back, maybe that toe would have been behind the line.
Exactly.
Right?
Come on, listen. I don't know how he has so much time on his hands.
Well, he just plays basketball. That's all he does. So let us know down in the comments.
Season.
What are your thoughts on Kevin Durant, and where does this affect his legacy?
Yeah.
And boys, Are we ready to get into the team spotlight?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Into the next segment we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tyler's Team Spotlight. So for those of you that are new around here, this is the segment where I talk about a player or a team that's either playing really well or really bad. And, sometimes we just got to talk about it. Sometimes it's not like under the radar. Sometimes it's pretty notable. Last week, we talked about the insane atrocity that is the Sacramento Kings. If you do want to go check that out, link down below in the description, or just click the link above Gio's head on the time card. And Gio, we're going to talk about a team that made some changes throughout the past month or so in the NBA. And they're a team that is extremely cooking. And this is a team that you love near and dear to your heart. It is your favorite team of all time, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, dude.
That's how I know he doesn't read the chat, because I didn't put team spotlight. I put Cavs with James
Did
Harden.
you actually?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, exposed.
No, listen, it's because I'm busy, dude. I'm busy during the day.
He's busy watching. No, he's busy watching Cavs games. It's okay. Yeah, I understand. The hustle's
You're
real.
gonna say I'm not busy? I'm literally at work all day.
That's fair. He literally came here straight from work.
So
But-
did I, bro. Okay, Gio. I don't want to hear no complaints.
Fair enough.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
But then again, you are home, so
That's fair.
You work from home?
No, Gio. I'm home now, bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
we record this at Anthony's house. For those of you that don't know.
I'm home, man. You're home, man.
Yo, stop
You've
it.
not been coming here for
Stop it,
2
bro.
years.
But let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, we know the changes they made. We talked about it weeks on end. They traded DeAndre Hunter to the Kings for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder, and Nets legend Dennis Schroeder. And they also traded Darius Garland for James Fear the Beard Harden. Another Nets legend. They brought in 2 Nets legends and Keon Ellis. That's kind of insane work. So you're ready to hear some stats about the Cavs.
Let's hear it.
This is with and without Harden. They've won 10 of their last 11 games. 11.
Yeah.
That's insane. They've gone 7 weeks ago. They were 8th in the Eastern Conference. Gio was happy as a clam. They've vaulted up to 4th, and they could realistically be the 2 seed by the end of next week.
Wow.
It's insane work.
You think they'll overtake the Knicks
Well, the Knicks are not second right now. The Celtics are.
and the Celtics? You think that?
I'm not saying they can. I'm not saying they can't. But there's a possibility
Okay.
that they can, because they're mathematically in reach.
Right.
And if one team goes on a losing skid, then it's very much possible.
All right.
And they're also 3-0 since trading for James Harden. Since Christmas, they are 17-6, which is the second best record in the NBA, behind, unironically, the Clippers.
It's insane.
They were
Yeah.
cooking until they decided
You should
to
have talked
blow
about
up
the
shop.
Clippers, bro. Or
Well, we did a few
already?
weeks ago.
Yeah, we
yeah.
did.
yeah.
And since Christmas, I'll put some stats on the screen. They have a 118.6 offensive rating, top 3 in the NBA.
Good.
They have a 112 defensive rating. They've vaulted up to top 10, which equates to a plus 6.6 net rating, which is 5th in the NBA. That's already all you need for a championship team. You need a top 10 offense, top 10 defense, and they're doing all that and then some. Their effective field goal percentage is second in the league at just over 57%. They're shooting as a team 60% true shooting, which is 3rd in the NBA, and they're scoring 54 points in the paint per game. Remember that number, 54 points in the paint per game. That's 5th in the league, and they're 15th in the league in three-point attempts. So keep those numbers in mind. So now I'm going to tell you about their first 31 games of the season when they were 8th in the NBA. I think they were like 17-14 or something along those lines. And they had a 116 offensive rating. So that's still top 10, but they're 9th compared to, the 3rd best now. 114 defensive rating, which is 16th in the league. Talk about some traffic cones, which equates to a plus 2.3 net rating, which is 9th in the league. So it's not like, we're looking at a team that was awful. Like, they're still a good team, but now you're kind of going from good team to actual serious contending status. I think that's an important thing to note. Effective field goal percentage was a little bit lower. From 57%, it was at 54, so that's still 15th in the league. True shooting went from 60.2. They were shooting 58% prior to that, which is also 15th in the league. And remember, 54 points in the paint. Not only were they scoring 49 points in the paint in their first 31 games, which ranked 17th in the NBA compared to the 5th they are now, they were shooting the second most threes a game in the league. Over 44 of them. And more on this 3-point stats. This season, they're shooting 35.8% from 3 as a team compared to last season when they were shooting almost 40%.
Right.
They've dropped from 2nd to 15th. That is the biggest drop from year to year in the league this season.
Right.
And we're going to put some more stats on the screen regarding some players that have taken some notable drops from last season to this season. Some are on the team, some aren't anymore. It's like DeAndre Hunter went from 30% to 22%. Lonzo Ball, 34% to 27%. Keon Ellis was like leading the league in three-point percentage at 43, fell down to 36. And Evan Mobley's gone from 37 to 30. So that's why it's important for them to score more points on the interior because they have the guys for it. Jared Allen mainly because he's not an outside shooter. I think this is a huge reason why they traded for James Harden. Because if there's one thing James Harden works well with, it's bigs down low, lob threats. Look what he did with DeAndre Jordan, Nick Claxton, Day'Ron Sharpe. And then when he was in Philly, look what he did with Embiid. And then you look in with the Clippers. That's why I think they decided to move off of Zubats. Because with Harden gone, I imagine Zubats' trade value goes a little bit down.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he makes bigs really good. He elevates them.
You're right.
That's why I like this point guard era of James Harden, because he gets them involved in the offense. So I got some more advanced stats on the Clippers before we get to the players and then get to your thoughts. This is a very interesting stat. This season, they're 8.8 points better per 100 possessions in the second half of games this season, which is second best in the NBA. And they're 23-3 when they lead at the half. Only behind the Lakers, who have a better record. I think they're like 24-2 or 25-1, something like that. I just don't remember.
Wow.
But to counteract that, this is probably why they struggled a lot this season. They were 0.1 points worse per 100 possessions in the first half of games this season. That's an 8.7 point swing. That's crazy. Like we've never seen a swing that big. They're by far the biggest differential in the NBA when it comes from first to second half capability, which goes to show that adding a player like James Harden really helps in clutch time. Because if you have a rocky start in the first half, you can play better in the second half, and obviously Harden can help the first half, just play better. Shall we talk about some players?
Yes.
I only got two to talk about. Let's obviously go to the man of the hour, Donovan Mitchell, who is better than Jalen Brunson, by the way. The comments were not a big fan of that.
No, I still don't think so.
This season, he's definitely having a better season. I'll tell you some stats right now. This season, he's averaging 29 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's doing this on 32% usage, which is the highest in his career. He's also shooting 62% true shooting, which is also the highest of his career, and he's shooting 53% from the mid-range, which is not only the highest of his career, but this is the third most among players with at least 100 mid-range attempts this season. Only 37 players, and he's third amongst them. And that list is full of mid-range gods. Like you look at guys like Durant, DeRozan, Jokic. So he's in that upper echelon of players. And then let's talk about James Harden. He's only played 3 games. By the time this video comes out, I think he'd have played maybe 5 to 6. But in his first 3 games, he's averaging 19 points, 5.5 rebounds, 9 assists a game.
That's impressive.
On 58% effective field goal percentage, 68% true shooting. He's only doing this on 21% usage. So Donovan Mitchell is still the main guy on offense.
Wow.
And they're still doing this without a fully healthy lineup. Evan Mobley's still been out. So by the time Mobley comes back and this lineup's fully healthy, and when Mobley's, Mobley at the 3-point line, Jared Allen in the dunker spot, that's going to be huge.
Wow.
So that is all the stuff I have on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Record time, it only took me 10 minutes instead of 15. So now we'll throw it over to you guys. I guess we'll start with you first, Antoine, considering you don't hate the Cleveland Cavaliers. What are your thoughts on what you're seeing, now compared to previously?
Well, yeah, I don't hate them. I don't want to play them, obviously, because they're in the same conference as my team. Listen, right now, I don't watch a lot of Cavs ball like on the TV, but I obviously know what's going on. Harden obviously has changed the whole dynamic of this team. That's number one, obviously. Donovan Mitchell's still there, obviously, too. He's doing his thing. Is Mobley back from his injury? I think he is, right?
I think he's going to come back now, but he hadn't really been playing before the All-Star break.
Got it. I guess the big thing, Harden, obviously, the cohesiveness now in this team looks like it's gotten a lot better. I think you remove guys like Lonzo Ball and DeAndre Hunter, who are just kind of, guys that are not working out in the league itself. And you move on from Hunter, we got some package back. Schroeder and Keon Ellis are a great return for him. Schroeder, vet experience. Keon, waiting for a new start, gets that. And, DeAndre Hunter is the 3-point guy. You have Sam Merrill for that. You're still waiting on Max Strus as well to come back.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So another big
Shooting,
guy coming back
yeah.
too. So the depth looks great on the team, and I think they're gonna be just fine. Harden's elevating guys like Jared Allen, Mobley. Hopefully, will get better. Naquan Tomlin.
Yep.
Jalen Tyson hasn't lost a step. We know how good he's been this year. So I'm just seeing good basketball all around. You know, they've 9-1 their last 10, as you said. They've won 5 in a row. You know, nothing really going wrong for them right now. Obviously, the benefits for them is getting Max Strus back, another shooter, someone that's found big money. And, you know, hopefully Mobley's health gets better. That's somebody that is very much needed come playoff time and is a legit DPOY candidate when healthy.
Well, he is a DPOY. He's the defending DPOY right now.
Yeah.
And Gio, I'll kind of get you involved here because they might not even need to get Max Strus back. I think the additions of Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder could suffice that enough, especially on the defensive end, because you know they're both going to bring their all every single night.
Definitely.
How would you evaluate Cleveland as a team now with comparison to before? I know you still don't believe in them, but did what you've seen in the past like 2 weeks, does this change anything?
Absolutely. The team acquiring Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis is huge, and of course James Harden, wherever he goes, he's gonna give you what he gives.
Right.
So right now I'm just gonna give you Cleveland Cavaliers your flowers, you and your fan base, you Cavs fans. I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, but I'm also here to tell you that come playoff time, you will see major chokes from the Cavaliers. Not only because they're the Cavaliers, but because James Harden is now on the team.
Yeah.
So listen, James Harden, this is interesting because he's a very phenomenal player. He comes to a team, he pretty much brings winning to the team and production right away. Success right away. And that's partially because James Harden is the system.
Which
and
it's a
he said that before.
Short-term solution.
Right. It's a short-term solution. He's also older, right?
Yes.
But this I'm going from a different spin here. James Harden is, and he said it before, he is the system. He doesn't play in a system. He is the system, right? But we know that this system fails in the playoffs. So what's going to happen? This is my prediction. Cavaliers fans, you can respond in the comments if you want to. Y'all are going to be cooked come playoff time. I don't know who you guys are going to play, Celtics, Knicks, Pistons, whoever it is. Y'all are cooked.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation to have when it comes to Harden. I think this might be the first team he's on where I don't even think he's a top 3 option offensively. So even if he chokes like he usually does in like a game 7, for example, we know Donovan Mitchell's going to go out swinging regardless of what he does. So he'll play good. I think it really comes down to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen.
So you're saying James Harden, being James Harden, is not even the second option on this team?
No, because I'm talking about like scoring. Harden's not the scoring player on this team. He's only averaging 19 a game right now.
19 is 19. That's
Right.
only 3 games.
Right, but he's going to be focusing on playmaking. I think it's going to be heavily predicated on what Evan Mobley does.
Okay.
I think he really needs to step it up because it looks like he's plateauing, and that's going to be the important thing for me. I think it also just comes down to matchups, right? Like if you go up against an inexperienced team in the second round, then I think you have a real legit chance. However, if you go up against a Pistons, then I think you're pretty much screwed. But again, they're not supposed to win that series.
Yeah.
So I think the Cavaliers are going to try and do whatever they can this season to just salvage anything.
Yeah.
If they truly think Garland's foot was cooked, then I guess they made the right decision.
Right.
But if you have bigger fish to fry, like getting Giannis or LeBron in the offseason, then I kind of see the vision because then you're going to truly run it back with a championship juggernaut. And then you can really kind of make moves from there, especially if you get Giannis. If you have a healthy Giannis season and you pretty much only have to give up Mobley and picks, then you kind of keep the remaining core you have. So for me, it's an interesting situation with Cleveland. It's unexpected, but credit to them for not just staying with it.
Yeah.
Because they easily could have just moved on and kept the roster they had and kept the same problems, and one thing leads to another, and you're in the play-in, and you might not even get out of it, and even if you do, you're going to get swept by Detroit anyways.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this, to give the Cavaliers their credit, they've been mediocre for a while. This is a step away from mediocrity. And I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to settle for being mediocre, and credit to them because they've been settling for too long. So this is good. This is good for them.
Because I think in the broad scheme, you're looking at a situation where Donovan Mitchell will not be on this team for the rest of the decade. He maybe has 2 to 3 years left in him in Cleveland before he moves on. And you really need to go all in to try. Like, he just needs to at least get over that hump of getting to the conference finals. We saw, Brunson has. We saw the Knicks just in general do it because they haven't been back in quite some time. So I think the Cavs could easily be the next candidate to do so.
Yeah.
And it
Possible.
would be, Harden's obviously been there before, but, I think it would be big for Cleveland and for Mitchell to do this. This would really be enticing for someone like LeBron or Giannis or whoever would want to go to this team in the, in the
If
summer.
LeBron goes to the
I
Cavaliers, he's
think-
gonna make him worse.
Listen, I think honestly it's LeBron and he will come back and it'll be his last season.
Yeah.
Will they
If
be
we
better
ever
with
know.
LeBron? Quick take. Can you answer
Yes.
that? They will be better.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're not going to give up anything. He's probably
he's a
going
free
to
agent.
sign a cheaper contract, and I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, and,
Is
and
he
like,
gonna come in there and act like he's the boss though?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah.
And remember that the one hole they have in that roster right now is the 3, and I think
All right.
exactly.
they could use his serve. Like, if you roll out a lineup next season of Harden, Mitchell, LeBron, Mobley, Jared Allen, that's a good team,
Yeah.
especially in the East too.
Yeah, and like Cleveland obviously knows, getting LeBron, it's probably for a season. Even with Harden, who knows? He's on the higher side. And we know Harden could low-key retire after this Cleveland stint.
Nah, not a
time.
chance.
After the Cleveland stint?
Nah.
No.
So
he's-
where else is he going to go after the
Well,
Cleveland
who
stint?
knows? Who
We
knows how
didn't-
long
I
it's
mean,
gonna
we-
last?
I mean,
We know it's always short term with teams now.
Right,
He's
but-
gone within 2 to 3 years.
right, but like a month ago, we did not think he was leaving the Clippers, let alone going to Cleveland. So it's kind of the same thing.
He also evolves. He evolves his game very well to be able to stay in the NBA for a long time.
His
So,
longevity is very underrated.
Yeah.
So it's very adaptable. But at the end of the day, we just have to see what happens. We need more sample size of games. When the team's healthy, they'll get the reps they need. And that will kind of be that. So that's pretty much the story about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let us know down in the comments. Where do you think where do they rank as far as the Eastern Conference goes? Obviously, you're not going to answer that question because we're about to do some power rankings. But let us know for you guys. And where should they go from here? And boys, we've reached that point in the episode. Are we ready for some more power rankings?
let's get it.
Welcome to the second half of the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's the main segment. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be power ranking every single NBA team after All-Star break. So the last time we did this was at the start of 2026 when we kind of just, got a glimpse of where teams were at halfway through the year. Now a bunch has changed. Trade deadline, injuries, All-Star break. It's now time to see who's really like that. And this will be our penultimate power rankings before we get to the playoff teams right before the season ends. So, boys, I'll ask you the usual question. What was the criteria we used this time with regard to the rankings?
Oof. Well, it goes into where they are right now in both the East and the West a little bit. Injuries, acquisitions, how the players are doing right now, and hopefully continuing post All-Star break. Some teams are definitely moved around, some aren't.
Yeah, and projection.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make some
Exactly.
projections of where you're going to be at, but you also kind of have to, face reality with certain teams and, like, while this team might not be as good, they're still probably better, or while this team looks good, they might not be as good as anyone else,
Right.
and stuff like that. So essentially, we'll kind of just get into the nitty gritty of everything. Let us know down in the comments, what are your top 5 teams in the NBA, and where does your favorite team rank, in your opinion, in the league? And boys, let's just not waste any more time. Do we have any other questions before we kind of dive right in?
No,
let's go.
sir.
All right, so the way we're going to do this, as always, we're going to reveal in blocks of 5. One person's going to headline, and we're going to talk more in depth about like why we place some of these teams. Because we noticed in previous power ranking episodes, we kind of just have like these awkward silences and pauses after we reveal the teams because they're pretty similar to kind of start off, and then as we get into the higher tiers, that's where things start to get a little different until we get to the top, where it's quite obvious. But Antoine, you, my friend, are headlining the first section. Go ahead and read your first 5 teams.
Sick.
Changed up the graphics
New
completely this
font.
week.
All right, so we're starting off at the bottom barrel at 30, Sacktown. 29 is Washington. 28 is Indy. 27 is Brooklyn. 26 is New Orleans.
Yeah, so just like, I guess, just why you place them in this order.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Kings right now, Sabonis and Levine are gone. And I think it's going to get worse from there. The Wizards, kind of the same thing. Maybe next year's a little better. The Pacers, same thing. They're just there. They're going to be resting some guys for the rest of the year. Not
the
showing
Jazz,
their
bro?
best.
I guess
Don't
you-
worry
oh.
about where the Jazz are.
Yo, okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
we'll get into mine. In a
We'll get into that
second.
in a little bit.
27, the Nets have gotten a little better. I think I had them almost bottom barrel in the beginning of the year, but the rookies are looking really good. The role players are looking really good. MPJ is really good. That's kind of the main reason why. Then the Pels, I put them there based off of the talent that is on that team. Derek Queen, Trey Murphy,
Yeah.
Those guys are hooping.
Fears.
And I think fears as well. And I think they're gonna get some more wins, and they're gonna be a little better than those teams below them.
Okay.
That's kind of it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fair. Yeah, I mean, look, the Pacers are still kind of they just ruled Zubats out again, which is killing my fantasy team because he was one of the main guys getting me points. He was like my third round pick.
Yeah.
So I kind of need him because he gets a lot of rebounds.
That's
but
good for me, by the way.
It's great for me next season though.
Tanking's
when
bad
he
for
comes back.
fantasy.
Yeah, it's
Tanking's
really
really
bad,
bad for
especially because like it's right at the end of the year and stuff like that. But you know, it's unfortunately kind of is what it is. And kind of looking back at your rankings from last time, Antoine, you had Wizards, Pacers, Pelicans, Kings, Clippers.
Wow.
So that was your bottom 5 last time. So pretty interesting.
Wow.
Ready for your 5, Gio?
Yeah.
Read your first 5 teams.
Yeah. So I have the Kings at 30, Pacers at 29, Wizards at 28, Pelicans at 27, and the Nets at 26.
All right, Joe, we're on the same page here. We're just swapping some teams around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I actually thought I put the Jazz low, and I was like scared for a second. I'm like, did I put the Jazz here?
I mean, to be fair, they are ruling Jaren Jackson out for the year.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a tumor in his knee, which
You're
is
right. I
which
forgot
is
about that.
benign, thankfully.
Okay.
So he will be okay. But yeah, they're really prepping for next season.
Right.
This is the year for Keontae George to really go off and do whatever the hell he wants to.
Yep.
So not so bad. You kind of had the same teams, just in a different order.
Right.
We essentially just had the Nets in here now instead of the LA Clippers, which I think is fair because the Clippers have been playing so much better, and the Nets are no longer the best defense in the NBA, which is still crazy. That was even a reality in December.
Right.
So it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
The Pelicans over the Nets, or the Nets over the Pelicans, I don't hate it. But
Yeah. I did that for you, bro.
No, but I want us to be worse because I want us to, get a pick
Yeah.
inside the top
Very
4.
true.
So you're a tank guy.
Right now, I have to be. What other
Yeah,
choice
for
do I
his
have?
team,
Like,
yeah.
it is what it is. We drafted 5 rookies. We're not trying to compete.
I get it.
So, you ready for my 5?
Yeah, let me see.
Here are my first 5 teams. So in 30th, I have the Sacramento Kings. 29th, the Washington Wizards. 28th is the greatest team of all time, the Brooklyn Nets. 27th is the second greatest team of all time, the Indiana Pacers. And 26th is the New Orleans Pelicans.
Well, me and Tyler, we're almost there, man.
We're almost there.
Just swap Nets and Pacers.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought right now the Pacers went on a little bit of a winning streak towards the end of the deadline. The Nets are like 1-12 in their last batch of games. So I do think the Pacers will start to play a little bit better before they shut everybody down. But now that Silver's find them, they might do that a little bit later on in the year.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's why I think you'll see Pascal Siakam play for a few more weeks. Maybe like mid-March, they'll kind of shut him down. And yeah, we all had the same exact 5 teams in this edition of the Power Rankings and the previous edition of the Power Rankings, which is kind of crazy. All those 4 teams except the Nets replaced
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Clippers.
Yeah. I think the bottom 5 will be the same, and I think the top 5 will be the same as well. So we'll see.
Ooh, yeah. Let's
I don't know.
see.
The top 5 is tough because I feel like that 5th spot really
toss-up.
fluctuates.
Interchangeable. For
I think
sure.
the top 4 are given
Yeah.
when it comes to that. But do we have any other questions regarding the bottom 5? I feel like that was, pretty quick and easy to kind of get to.
No, it's rock.
Simple.
All right, are we ready to get into the next block? This is teams ranked 25th to 21st. I am headlining this segment, and here are my next 5 teams. Go with an orange theme here. So in 25th, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. 24th is the Utah Jazz. 23rd is the Milwaukee Bucks. 22nd is the Dallas Mavericks. And 21st is the play-in regulars, the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I honestly have the same 5. I think some of them are in the same spots. Some of them are definitely probably not.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I knew the Grizzlies trading Jaren Jackson, they were going to bottom out, get all their picks. Ja Morant will probably play here and there, but they'll probably shut him down at some point. The Jazz got better, but again, they're not playing Triple J.
Right.
So I do think that makes them still better than Memphis because I like their supporting cast a lot more.
Right.
Yep.
The Bucks, again, Giannis, who knows when he's coming back. If he does, the Bucks could be, again, egregiously tanking for a first-round pick. But on paper, I like Ryan Rollins and company a lot better than what Utah and Memphis has to offer. Dallas confuses me.
I like Dallas.
I
though.
just don't know where to put them because
I think they're better than the Bulls.
the problem is that I think they have individual
possible.
talent better than Chicago. I like PJ Washington a lot. I like Derek Lively. I like a lot of these guys, but at the end of the day, it's that the Bulls just acquired a plethora of good guards.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Simons is a plus player. Colin Sexton, although Hornets fans don't like him as much, I think he's still going to add value to this team. We know Josh Giddey's an elite playmaker. Jaden Ivey's there too. Yeah, I think I just like the team commitment on Chicago a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially,
that for
Dallas
sure.
is still going to be tanking because this is 2026, I believe, is the last year they have their own first.
Right.
Wow.
So it's best to kind of put them in that sort of area. And, you know, as far as my 5 from the last edition of the power rankings, I had the Bucks in 25th, Hornets 24th, Nets 23rd, Mavs were in 22nd, and the Jazz in 21st.
Okay.
So this is before the Nets bottomed out and the Hornets went on their big surge. Curious to see where we all have them.
Yeah.
So, but
That'll be
Antoine, are
fun.
you ready for your 5? Go ahead and read your next 5 teams.
Wow. Same thing, Tyler. Look
Same
at that.
team. You guys are on the same page.
25 is the Jazz. 24 is the Grizzlies. 23 is the Mavericks. 22 is the Bucks. 21 is the Bulls.
I'm surprised you have the Mavs below Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Maybe because Giannis stayed.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
not playing though.
Right.
I think, well, with the Mavs, you know, Coop is coming back, of course. Kyrie's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I made these before that happened. But I was still kind of thinking of that. I like the Bucks supporting cast. You got MT, Ryan Rollins. You have good bench guys. The head coach is, you know, Doc, obviously. I mean, they're not severely better than the Mavs, but I think just the Mavs' health right now is really going down
Okay.
I mean, I
with the
guess
players.
you
So-
also had the Mavs in the exact same spot in
Totally.
23rd.
Wow.
So
All
again, the
right.
same 5 teams kind of dominated our bottom 10.
Yeah.
As far
see
as
what I got,
as far as
though.
I'm concerned, I think you're good. So Gio, read your next 5 teams.
Oh, so I'm the same here. Okay.
Wow, we're cooking.
I thought it would be a little different, but I guess I'm not different. I want to be different. Okay, so I got the Jazz at 25. I got the Bucks at 24. I got the Grizzlies at 23. Bulls at 22. Mavericks at 21.
He's high on the Mavs.
Very
I
high
like the
on the
Mavs.
Mavs.
And this is a little bit of projection, but I think Cooper Flagg's surge right now,
Yeah.
I think it's going to start to lead to more wins than it has before. So
I already think that next season he's going to walk into the season as a top 25 player.
I think so too.
At least. I think he's going to finish the year better than that. Again, I think we're too masked from what Wemby gave us in 2023. That this dude's, well, I don't think he's as good as Wemby, but he's like in that same realm.
Damn near.
Near.
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, then you can make an argument of him in the future being better. But that's why I was so mad when the Mavs got him, because it's just like,
Yeah.
like why? Like I knew this kid
exactly.
was going to be generational. Give him to Brooklyn. Give him to Washington. These teams needed a guy like him.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess kudos to Mavs fans for getting your pseudo Luka replacement. You know, he's not going to be the same, but you know, it's just I watch Mavs games, and you know, you look at highlights. You remember that game against the Nets in 2024, I think, when Luka hit that ridiculous like turnaround, he like chucked it and went off the glass. Like, do you realize the atmosphere at the American Airlines Center or arena or center was just so like Dallas was bouncing.
Yeah.
It was like so bright, so alive. The energy was there. And you look at games now, and it's just that energy is just so flat.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, that's been the biggest loss
Yeah.
with Luka.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate because now you got a guy like Cooper Flagg. There should be excitement.
There should be, but the arena's lost that energy. And I don't know if it's going to be reclaimed.
Well, I hope so.
Because Luka, like the games Luka would have, whether he's hitting hook shots behind the back, whether he's dunking on Drew Holiday or whatever, that was what the Dallas fans lived for. And with that gone, it's pretty much not there anymore. So it kind of is what it is. But do we have any other questions regarding these 5 batches of teams? All right, how we doing on time? We'll do our first time check here.
15 minutes.
All right, perfect. We're making good time. Obviously, we're going to do more talking for the better teams when we have these kind of debates.
Yeah.
So these are going to be teams ranked 20th through 16th. My guy Giovanni is headlining this section. Are you ready, Gio?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read your next 5 teams. Got
Yeah.
green.
Oh.
I like this background here. So we got the Hawks at 20. We got the Warriors at 19. The Magic at 18. The Blazers at 17. And the Clippers at 16. Wow. Every time I look on my list, I'm like, I'm really good at this.
with all due respect, I think my 5 are the same, but the Magic and Warriors should be down. Hawks should be up.
You think so?
I think you were a little low on the Hawks. I could honestly care less
Maybe
where
I
you place
was.
the Magic and Warriors because they're both like not playing good right now.
Right.
I guess just go into why you placed these 5.
Well, look, I put the Clippers apart because obviously they've been surging as of late. Kawhi is just an absolute beast, and I have to put him high because of him.
Yeah.
The Blazers, they have an all-star in Denny.
Yeah.
They got young talent. That's why they're there. The Magic, they should be higher based on the roster, but they're not. They're middle of the pack to not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why they're there. And the Warriors, injuries, and then the Hawks. Maybe I should have put them higher, but it's fine.
Yeah.
A little bit for the Hawks.
Looking into your 5 from January, You had the Bulls in 20th, the Grizzlies in 19th, the Blazers in 18th, the Cavs in 17th, and the Warriors in 16th.
Oh, wow.
You were really low on the Cavs.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on,
I'm
G.
historically I'm a hater of the
Historically,
Cavaliers.
yeah.
So
but that
we'll
was
see what I have
that was
them now.
egregiously low at
That
the
was
time.
low. That was low.
But to be honest with you, it's like the Clippers and Blazers are fine. I agree the Hawks need to be moved up, but I really could care less where you put the Magic and Warriors.
Yeah.
They're both pissing me off this season.
Yeah.
But the Warriors, it's kind of out of their control because Butler's not playing,
Yep.
you know, the injury and stuff like that. So it is what it is. So I'm not bad, Gio. Are you ready to get into my 5?
Yeah.
Here are my next 5 teams. We continue to have the same group of 5 teams in here. So in 20th, I have the Hawks. 19th is the LA Clippers. 18th is the Golden State Warriors. 17th is the Orlando Magic. And 16th is the Trailblazers. Now, when I was doing this, I accidentally typoed and put the Heat in 18th. And I opened my eyes. I had to move them higher because they're not in that realm of, you know, record-wise, they're kind of in the same
Right.
planet, but
But they're better.
if you look at the way they're playing as a group,
Yeah.
you know, you just look at the core of Powell, Bam Adebayo,
Yeah.
and everything like that. Like they just seem so much more consistent with comparison to like what you're seeing from Orlando, who Franz Wagner's going to be out even longer because the ankle injury he had against the Knicks, it's still lingering, and he's having some swelling problems, and you know that's going to be a problem. You know, the Warriors don't have Jimmy, they still don't have Porzingis even playing, so. I do like the ceiling of the Clippers or of the Blazers a lot more than the Clippers because they just traded away Zubats.
Yeah.
And Darius Garland's still going to miss another week or two.
That is a good point.
So, and for
They
me,
did lose Zubats. I didn't even factor that in. So.
yeah. And in hindsight, I probably should have put the Hawks higher. I thought I did, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, you know, it kind of is what it is, you know, with regard to it.
Yeah.
And look, the Heat still have I think the Heat have like one of the better defenses in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, because that's just what's spot. I think their defensive ratings, I want to say it's like top 5.
Wow.
Around like it's like around like the 110, 112 range.
Right.
So with that, you have to put them up into the next tier.
Yeah.
So not bad. Do we have any other problems with mine?
No.
I think it's good.
Are you ready for your 5, Antoine?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read your next 5 teams.
Same 5.
Damn, this is crazy.
We're actually kind of consistent. here.
Before you read your 5, I must preface that we do this privately. So
Yeah.
I fill out my rankings first. Then Anthony and Gio fill out their rankings privately, and they send them to me, and then I don't make any changes to mine.
Yeah.
So it's all blind. It's all
Yeah.
any of that. Plus, we just power ranked a month ago, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, so in the 20, the Clippers are down because that team is now way different. 19 are Warriors, 18 are the Magic, 17 are the Hawks, and 16 are the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
I do like
Hawks
that you
are
have the
pretty
Hawks
high,
high.
dude.
Huh?
You like the Hawks high?
Yeah, remember
The Hawks have a good team right now.
because remember you have the core of Jalen Johnson, Nikhil,
Yeah.
Onyeka, and they just got Kuminga,
right.
an
Yeah.
angry Jonathan
Shoot,
Kuminga.
Dude, I'm not factoring in
I
Kuminga.
forgot. Yeah, it's you know
Yeah,
what.
CJ,
Okay, Anthony.
Corey
Pretty
Kispert.
solid there.
You know what? I would like to stand on business, but at the same time, I would like to swap the Hawks and Warriors. But you
Yeah,
know
the
what? I'm gonna
Hawks-
stand on business. I'll keep them where they're at. It's
Yeah.
fine.
No, be like me.
No, I have to stand on business. I have to set an example, unlike some people on this show.
Yeah, I don't set that example. But yeah, that's where I got him.
Yeah, I like the ceiling of this Hawks team. You know what? If the Hawks can somehow squeak their way into the 6th seed, there can be a route for them to make a deep run.
Yeah.
I like the team they have.
Possible.
It won't happen. I knew I should have put all my eggs into the Detroit Pistons basket, but I still have a couple of them in there, so it's okay. I can still correctly predict the finals twice in a row.
Oh gosh.
Look, it's possible. It could very well. I did it last year,
Yeah.
so it's not out of the realm of impossible.
Yeah. We've seen crazier things.
But I do have a question. Why are the Warriors higher than the Clippers? Actually, never mind. I have the same thing.
That's because they didn't got their team. I mean, Jimmy's injured, but I mean, the Clippers lost a lot more, I feel like, in my eyes.
That's fair.
Harden,
They did
Zubac
lose.
gone.
Yeah, that's probably why I put them
You
there.
know, the
But
Warriors.
they got Garland, and Kawhi's generational right now.
Garland is not played yet. Matherin, we're still, hopefully he picks it up.
he didn't have a great first start to the Clippers.
And the
I think-
Warriors still have their intact core somewhat.
Do they?
Somewhat.
as long as Steph Curry is on the floor, this team will be fine.
Yeah.
That's kind
Pods
of how
is
I
still
view it.
there, I guess.
Bless
whatever.
you.
Bro.
Say bless you in the comments.
Thank you.
Pods is still there.
Pods is
no.
not that
KP.
dude.
Pods is
Okay.
the furthest thing from that dude. As long as
Will Richard.
Steph Curry's on the floor, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I view
The
it.
Clips are
They're just
completely
gonna be
different. The Clips lost their
bad.
2 best players this year.
That's fair.
And
That's a
if
good point.
Kawhi was gone, they'd be even lower.
Yeah.
But
Without
Kawhi's
Zubac,
still-
I think
Well, Kawhi's there, and he's there.
Exactly.
Exactly. So.
but without Zubats, Don't you think, Gio, it's like a massive loss?
Massive, I think, for both.
The thing
both those
is,
guys.
if you lose Harden and you keep Zubats, it's like losing Zubats anyway. So like, if you're gonna get rid of one, you got to get
Gotta
rid of
go
both.
the other. Yeah.
So it's not it's like a package deal, right? So it's not a huge thing for me. I mean, they're definitely gonna miss Zubats. He provides rebounding and all that. But at the end of the day, Kawhi is your engine, and he's still there. Just like you said with Curry, he's there.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Kawhi, he's there as well. So,
Yeah.
and I think Kawhi's a better player at this point.
I mean, it's tough because the Clippers defense has taken a big hit from last season, and you're about to take an even bigger hit, losing Ivica Zubats. Kawhi's going to have to do extra. Garland's not a great defender.
Right.
Mathurin can, but he's not great either. So you're really kind of putting a lot of emphasis on Kawhi Leonard here and Chris Dunn.
Right.
So that's really kind of what it is.
Yeah. It's good points. Good points.
So, it's water under the bridge at this point. I think the Clippers had to sell the penny on the dollar where you get the first round picks from the Pacers. Once Adam Silver finishes his investigation with the Kawhi stuff, they're going to take away first round picks.
Yeah.
And you still already don't have first round picks from the Paul George trade.
Yikes.
So they're in a whole world of a mess. And we'll see how they come out of it. Let's see what happens if they trade. We did a poll today at the time of recording of who's most likely to get traded. I put Kawhi in there, and we'll see what the results of that poll looks like.
Yeah.
So not so bad. Boys, we've done the first half of the list. We're ready to get into the second half.
Let's rock.
So these are going to be teams ranked 15th through 11th. And by the way, we kind of had similar lists the last power rankings we did. We had like the Grizzlies involved on like 15, like in 16 through 20. So it's not so bad. But 15th through 11th, we're getting to teams that, will start to make a run at the playoffs and teams that will be play-in bound, 6 seed. Antoine, you're headlining the segment. Go ahead and read your next 5 teams.
All right, starting off, the Heat are in 15th. Hornets are in 14th. Sixers in 13th. Lakers in 12th. And the Suns in 11th.
Wow. Lakers being at 12. I like it. But
That's the 6 seed, Gio, realistically.
Well, I
5
guess if you're
seed.
splitting the conferences,
Yeah.
but the West is better.
I do like it, actually.
So I guess just go into why'd you
Well,
put
yeah,
all
listen,
5?
Miami, is still in that top 15 right now in my eyes. That team is still really good, even though they made no deadline moves.
Yeah.
Hornets, of course, skyrocket. 14, I think the highest I've ever put them in recent years.
Ever, like of all
riding the
time.
wave. Love what they're doing. Sixers in 13, again, their team's a little more complete. Starting 5-wise, you got a great backcourt. Don Barlow and Embiid are holding it down. The bench is kind of, same thing. Lakers in 12, they're there. We'll see what happens. Just kind of how the West stacks up right now. And I think the Suns are better than them. So that's why they go up in one spot in 11.
I noticed something. Fetty is smiling right now.
Because
Raptors
You put the
top
Raptors
10.
in the top 10.
Raptors
Ooh,
are
where
top
did I
10.
put? I think I put the Raptors out of the top 10.
I think I did as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you get into that debate of Sixers, Lakers, Suns, Raptors,
Yeah.
and any other team kind of involved in that realm of the NBA.
Yeah.
It's a big mess of good but mid.
Yes.
It's really hard to kind of decipher it. I guess projection's really where it comes into play.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to why you put the Lakers out of the top 10. I'm not saying it's a crazy thing. I'm just curious.
LeBron James.
Because all the teams in the top 10 right now should be there, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's kind of
That's a good reason.
That's
Very
kind
good
of,
reason.
That's kind of the basis
It's
of
very
it.
vague
He
reason.
basically
It's a
said,
good
I
reason.
put them out of the top
When-
10 because they deserve to be.
When
Yeah.
I am looking at the top 10, the highest I low key would put them is probably just one spot higher. That's it.
in 11th or in 10th.
11th.
11th.
I
That's
think
fair.
once you get to the top 10, the bottom top 10, I think roster wise and players right now are a lot better.
Yeah, it's
A
understandable.
lot better.
I understand. I mean, the Lakers do have a bottom 8 defense in the NBA, so I guess that's a fair assessment to make.
They
But
have
then
LeBron
again,
James.
well, I understand your point there. But now's not the time to be smack talking LeBron. He's playing good.
Listen, Luka's great, phenomenal. That's why this team is where it's at.
But they also haven't had Reeves for a while, and he's finally back.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, Luke Kennard does not move the needle much for me.
I think he moves
he's
the needle,
moved the needle
a
for
lot.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not even from his shooting. But we'll talk about when we get to the Lakers.
Come on. Don't
But-
tell me this.
But
bro.
look, at the end of the day, the Lakers have flaws, the Suns have flaws, the Raptors have flaws. Every team has flaws in
Yeah.
them. Even the Thunder have flaws.
Yep.
So it just kind of is what it is. But Mr. Giovanni, you ready for your 5?
Let's go.
Read your next 5 teams.
Wow. Okay, so I got the Heat. Yeah, Raptors.
The
are
first
pretty low.
different team we've had.
Here we go.
All video.
Yeah, so Heat at 15, Raptors at 14, Hornets at 13, Sixers at 12, and the Suns at 11.
You just couldn't help yourself putting the Sixers in the top 12.
Dude, I love the Sixers being good right
Listen, Hornets over Raptors is kind of crazy, Gio.
now. Hornets over Raptors is
Kinda
crazy.
crazy.
I mean,
Why?
to be fair, it is.
Why is that
It
crazy?
is power rankings. They have been on ridiculous form, but the
Yeah.
Raptors have been good too.
Yeah, they're good, but I don't know. I just think the Hornets are better. I think the Sixers are better. I
That's
think
fine.
the Suns are better.
Riding the wave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Fair
don't really
enough.
have much faith in the Raptors. Let's say these teams are in a playoff series. I don't have too much faith in the Raptors, honestly.
I just have a feeling the Hornets are going to run out of gas by the playoffs.
And that could very well happen. They're also young, not experienced.
Yeah.
So
The only like in the LaMelo Ball era, the only postseason experience they had was 2 playing games, and they
Right.
got blown out in both of them.
right.
So they do have a chip on their shoulder, but
Right.
I don't think they have enough to get over the hump.
Listen.
They're really going to have to win a bunch of games and get the 6th seed, which I don't think is possible at this rate.
I'm doing this for the plot. I really want to see this young AAU team in not the finals.
And the finals would be
Calm
cool,
down.
but look,
In the playoffs.
I feel like we did see a version of an AAU team in the Pacers last season. They kind of had that
Low-key.
vibe.
Yeah, but
That's-
less like flashiness.
I
a
think they
little
had
bit.
some sort of flash. I wouldn't say it was flashy with the Pacers. I would say the Pacers just had
Fast
so
pace.
much dog.
It was dog and it
Like,
was fast
It was
paced.
dog and it was fast paced. Like you had moments where Andrew Nemhard and TJ McConnell looked like they were in Jordan LeBron debates. Like
is true.
that was how good they were playing.
That is
And
true.
Neesmith heat check. Oh, I'm
That
so
was
sad they lost that series, bro.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I was so sad.
Yeah,
We would have gone super viral.
yeah,
But you know, it is what it is. But you ready for my 5?
yeah.
Here are my next 5 teams. And did I
already put the
I
Magic.
typoed one. I just realized I typoed one.
Meant
So
to
in
put the Heat there. I
so
think.
yeah, so it says the Magic right now for these guys, but I'll fix it. So I have the Miami Heat in 15th. 14th is the Charlotte Hornets. 13th is the Philadelphia 76ers. 12th is the Toronto Raptors. And 11th is the Phoenix Suns.
Well, Tyler and I are right there.
Yeah, you guys are locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although I don't have the Raptors in the top
and he
10.
has the Lakers in top 10.
I
so
do, yes. I do think they are a better team.
Yeah, I agree.
The Raptors and Sixers. I'm just not really sold, if that makes any sense. I was expecting the Raptors to make a trade. I see why they didn't trade for Sabonis now because he clearly has knee problems and he's getting surgery for a torn meniscus. So ride out the wave with Pirtle, see what happens. Worst case, you can make a buyout market signing. I'm sure someone will come available.
Yeah,
The Suns are so good, but they're still in the play-in.
right.
And it's just, I want to give them, that little bit of oomph into the top 10, but until you can climb up the West further, I have to put you there. And the Sixers just keep getting hurt. And the loss of McCain, I hate. They traded away my sunshine.
Well, he wasn't doing much for the Sixers, anyways. That's
no,
what I
but,
was
but he
thinking.
started to play a lot better over the past couple weeks since he came back.
Okay.
And
But when you have VJ there, it kind of makes him a lot more expendable.
but it creates really good bench depth if he is there.
Right.
And that's going to be a problem come playoff time.
That is.
When the Sixers are if they go into the locker room 6 of 33 from
Right.
3,
Yeah.
Jared McCain's someone that could easily fix that.
Definitely.
Instead, when Oklahoma City's shooting 40 for 50 from 3, in comes Jared McCain, he's going to make 10 more of them. It's like,
Yeah.
the rich just get richer, and that's an unfortunate situation. The Heat are the most 15th ranked team of all time.
Yep.
And the Hornets, right now, I can't really put them higher than 14th because they're still a playing team.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to put them higher than this.
if this was based off of current form, they'd be like top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, this isn't about current form.
There's some projection factor.
Exactly.
Exactly. They will regress to the mean because they did overperform. They did, let's be honest. They won 9 games in a row.
I mean,
I don't know if they're going
listen,
to regress to
other
the mean. I think
other
they're-
teams have done that.
They have.
You
But
know.
again, you start losing games afterwards. Like, look
Yeah.
at
Of
Thunder.
course, yeah.
They were 24-1.
I still think they're going to be better than they were before this 9-game.
Well,
win
they
streak
will.
and all that.
But like if they surged up, if we're going based off current form, right?
Yeah.
They were like the top 3 team in the league. Go like 2 weeks later, they're going to drop down a little bit. They're going to lose some games
sure,
naturally.
for sure.
They lost to the Pistons. So, they're not up there with the best of the best.
it was a good game, though.
Really good game. Well,
Competitive.
I would say it was a better fight than a better game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't make the rules. I just follow them. I'm just here to watch.
Yeah.
I'm observing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 15 through 11. Let's do our second and final time check. How are we doing on time?
We're at 30 minutes.
This is perfect. we're about to get into our top 10 teams. This is where I think we could have some insane controversy because I feel like the top 10 teams are the most interchangeable of the bunch, right?
Maybe the top 5.
I don't know because I feel like the top 5, you have your set contenders, but top 10, you're really flip-flopping around.
Agreed.
Who's good, who's not, and stuff like that.
I think that we're going to argue about this next 5 the
I
most.
think this
I
is
agree.
gonna, this is going to be the most heated tier, especially when you get to Gio's 5. So,
God.
are you ready for my 5?
I'm ready.
Here are my 5 teams. I actually forgot to change my thing again. I'm sorry. I forgot to change it. So in 10th place, I have the Los Angeles Lakers. In 9th, I have the Houston Rockets. 8th is the Minnesota Timberwolves. 7th is the Cleveland Cavaliers. For these guys right here, I made a last-second change. I have the New York Knicks in 6th place.
Oh, what is this crap, bro?
Don't worry, Anthony. I put the Knicks in the top 5.
Yo,
Don't worry.
Gio, man.
Don't worry,
That's
bro.
what's up, man.
Knicks agenda. Let's go.
Absolutely. So I guess I'll just explain myself for these 5 teams.
Yes.
I do think with Reeves, because he's back now, the Lakers are a much better team offensively because he is a willing scorer. He's a great playmaker. And I think adding him to an already good team with Luka and LeBron, I think that's just going to make the team better going forward.
Yeah.
Because unlike Gio, I do think LeBron adds value to this team, whether he thinks it or not. But the Lakers are still a good team. The Houston Rockets are a mess. There's just a lot going on. Kevin Durant's tweeting about his teammates in group chats with his stands, and it's creating a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
He's definitely not wrong in the fact that Şengün's not a great shooter and not a great defender, but at the end of the day, he shouldn't be saying that. You
Yeah.
should be backing your teammates.
Yeah.
Minnesota is such an interesting team this year because
I like that where they're put. I like 8.
Anthony Edwards is playing so good, and Julius Randle's playing so good, and Jaden McDaniels is playing so good, and that's kind of about it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Like-
J-Mac is playing as good as he was last year.
No. he's playing just as
Offensively, he's
good,
playing just
better.
as good this year.
But he's not averaging 20 plus a
But he
game.
doesn't need to because you have obviously Ant and Randall. I love the addition of Io DeSumo.
Yeah,
Oh,
major.
amazing.
It's huge.
Also, by the way, with the Lakers, I love the addition of Luke Kennard.
Yes.
Luke Kennard not only is adding spacing, which is what this team so desperately needed,
Come on, Ant.
he is a really good playmaker.
He is.
This is like he can play some point guard.
He's good IQ.
He's good. Like think of it
I agree with
as
that, yeah.
think
fair.
of it as the opposite of a Dyson Daniels. Can't defend for shit. But he can shoot.
Yeah.
And he can play make. Dyson Daniels is shooting 11% from 3 this year, but he's clamping up everybody.
How the hell do you do that in the NBA?
11.
Dude, he went like 20 plus games without a 3. He made one against the Hornets, and Eric Collins was like, "Oh my god,
We actually made one.
We can have better 3-point percentage than him.
No,
in
we
the
probably
NBA.
could.
we probably could." But at the end of the day, he just doesn't shoot.
Okay.
So, but with the Wolves, I just like the way their team's set. The Cavs, man, big leap up for me.
Yeah.
We had them I still had them top 10, I think, or just outside my top 10 last time, but they're cooking.
You don't know how bad I want to put the Cavs in like top 15. Couldn't do it.
I know you did, but for me, unlike Charlotte, this is an actual like established good team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where the Hornets were a bottom feeder not even 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I really was deciding between the Knicks and the Celtics for that 6th place spot. And at the end of the day, I know the Knicks have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up at some point, and the Celtics just added, in my opinion, one of the most clutch centers in the league
Vooch.
in Vucevic. And I just think he adds a lot of value to this team. And we still might get Jason Tatum back.
Yeah,
And I would
crazy.
absolutely take the Celtics over the Knicks this year if
With JT, yeah.
with JT coming back. The only disadvantage the Celtics had last year was the defending champs curse.
Yeah, I get it.
So
All right. I mean, for my Knicks agenda, I mean, they're in my top 5.
I would imagine so.
But they're not really much above the Celtics. I'll tell you that.
That's understandable.
Very interchangeable based on the team, obviously. I mean, the Knicks. I'll get to that eventually.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, okay.
So
My next one, I'm gonna change one, and you'll see why.
Dude, just let him reveal it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gio, let me.
And stand on business, bro.
Stand on
No,
business.
you're gonna see why. It's for good reasoning.
all right, you ready for your 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
Read your next 5 teams.
All
Wow,
right,
Wolves. Wow.
hold on. Before I preface, this was before KD burner.
Well, they're not going to see
is-
it.
this
They're
is
not.
terrible.
They're not
Okay.
going to see it. So just read your 5 how it's going to look.
The Timberwolves are 10. The 9 are the Raptors.
Goodness gracious.
8 are the Rockets. 7 are the Cavs. and 6 are the Celtics.
So why are the
Now,
Raptors better
the
than?
change, hold
Okay.
on. The change I am making is the Rockets and Wolves will be swapped.
Good, yeah.
Okay, so on
Please.
the screen for you guys, you're going to see the Rockets in 10th and the Wolves in 8th.
The Rockets and Wolves will be swapped.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to say there's no way on God's green earth that the Raptors are better than the Timberwolves. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
I was looking at the notes and I said, wait, I messed up here. And Minnesota should be in 8 and the Rockets should be in 10. That is because the KD stuff that just recently happened.
Yeah.
And the Wolves, obviously I know Io's there. Phenomenal bench now, look a lot better. Starting 5's looking great, obviously. The Raptors are better than the Rockets right now, in my opinion. So they're
Wow.
at 9.
Interesting.
Listen, that starting
That is-
5, without Pirtle, CMB comes in, he puts in a good shift.
He does, yeah.
CMB does phenomenal. So, and the rest of their 5, and then the bench, Jamal Sheed, Dick Grady, Mamu,
Yeah.
TJD. Come on, guys. Let's give Fady. I am Team U. Gio, your best friend here for 2,900 years, never was Team U.
Dude,
Okay.
I just,
He's just,
I'm
I-
a realist. He's
realist.
just a realist. He's not a yes man.
Okay. Plus, the Raptors have 2 Knicks legends that, are not
is
there
true.
anymore.
Also, I have a couple stats, by the way, on Minnesota that I would like to bring up,
Show.
especially because you were smack talking my guy Jaden McDaniels.
Okay, go ahead.
Among 192 players with at least 100 3-point attempts in each of the last 2 seasons, Jaden McDaniels and Io DeSumo have seen the 2 biggest jumps in 3-point percentage. Io went from shooting 32% up to 45.
Wow.
And Jaden McDaniels went from shooting 33 up to 45.
Wow.
This season, the Wolves have also allowed 8.8 fewer points per 100 possessions at home, which is 3rd best in the NBA, than they've had on the road, which they're like bottom 10,
oh my gosh.
which is the league's biggest differential when comparing home versus away.
So there's just a good home team.
Yeah.
They're a very good home team.
And then, listen, me and Tyler have the same for the Cavs, and then he swapped out last minute.
Oh, yeah,
So
the Knicks
the
are
Celtics
fixed on this one.
6.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think the Celtics are. I think the Celtics, based on circumstances, like if we're going based off of on paper, there's no way the Knicks should be worse than the Celtics, and yet they are. So
They're
kind of is what it
not,
is.
and I'm going to tell you why they're not worse.
But I mean, if you
next
look at the
tier.
standings right now, then
Listen,
you'll see that the Celtics are ahead of them.
Listen,
Like,
we have guys coming in, and you know who I'm talking about.
you think Jeremy Sohan is going to be?
Oh my God! Did you just say who I think you just said? We're gonna get into that next one, but okay.
So if we're talking about potential ins, we're comparing Jeremy Sohan to Jason Tatum.
No, you're forgetting somebody else. We brought in not just him, but
Whoever
somebody else.
whoever it is still not better than Jason Tatum.
Listen, but Tatum, he's got to be careful, man.
I
All
think
right,
he'll be
let's
okay.
get to my 5 and then we'll talk about that.
Exactly. Are you ready for your 5 Geo?
Yeah.
Read your 5 teams.
Yeah. So I have the
Gio,
Lakers.
why are the Rockets better than the Knicks?
Oh, I thought I put the Knicks higher than that.
What are
forgot
you
about that.
Am I
smoking?
tripping? Wait, hold
No,
on.
I love this. This is ball, bro.
Hold on. I
This is
thought.
awesome.
All right,
My
I don't know. I
goodness.
don't know. I don't know what I did here. Anyways, Lakers at 10, Cavaliers at 9, Knicks at 8 for some reason, Rockets at 7, and the Wolves at 6.
This is an awful list.
This is a great list.
I think. Look. I'm gonna tell you what.
Awful.
I think I got the Wolves being at 6 correct. I think I got the Lakers being at 10 correct.
That's fine.
I think I got the Cavaliers being at 9 correct. But I don't think I got the Rockets and the Knicks.
Realistically, the Knicks should be 6, and you move Wolves and Rockets down.
Yeah, no.
No, I think I like where your list is.
You know,
at.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Wolves are better than the Knicks.
They
I
could on
agree.
a good day. Yeah.
I think
don't
the Wolves are better than the
I
Knicks.
don't think you're wrong on
Are
that.
the Rockets better?
I think
Not right
I
now.
think when it
I don't
comes
think so.
I think when it comes down to a star taking over, I would trust Kevin Durant a lot more than Jalen Brunson.
I would too.
So
Maybe
That
that's
would
where
be
I was
very
going with this.
maybe.
I don't
It was
know
also
what I
be-
was thinking
It was also
yesterday.
before the burner stuff, I think.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was before.
Yeah.
exactly. That was the same thing with me.
But again, the burner stuff might not end badly for the Rockets.
Right.
It could enrage these guys to play good basketball, so Katie won't talk shit about them.
It's true. It's true.
That's fair.
Yeah,
But they could be like, Unk's on his way out in a few years. We can give 2 craps.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they don't care. They're
can give
grown ass
2
men.
craps.
They can move on from this. They're professionals. They can still, they can still do whatever they want.
Just win basketball games. That's all.
Exactly. Just win basketball games. It's kind of really all that matters.
All right.
But
We're getting
All right,
in
next.
this now.
are we ready for the top 5 teams?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Giovanni, you, my man, are headlining this section.
Let me headline us.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Read your 5 teams.
All right. So I have the Celtics at 5, the Nuggets at 4, Spurs at 3, Pistons at 2, and the Thunder, of course, are at 1. So I don't know why I put the Celtics at 5.
I love it.
Did you typo that?
No,
Okay.
this was the list you
I
sent
guess
me.
that's the list. But outside of the Celtics being at 5, I think the top 4 are pretty much undisputed top 4 in the NBA. Oof. What do you guys think? I mean, I still think the Thunder are the best.
Yeah.
Pistons are second best easily. After that, the Spurs, and then the Nuggets. What do you got? You have the Spurs at 2? I don't think so. I think the Pistons are way too hot right now.
No.
And they're just a tough team. I don't think Wemby can hang with those dudes.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I think
Well,
Spurs
it's
are
not even that.
unanimous second.
It's not even that. If I think in a playoff series, I would still take OKC, and the Spurs wouldn't even get to play the Pistons.
Right.
So that's kind of what it is.
Listen,
That's another thing.
I don't know. I don't.
What do you guys think?
the only thing is Spurs are second for me.
Spurs are second. That's
Yeah.
it?
Spurs are second.
I don't think the Spurs are better than the Pistons.
Oh,
I
I
don't
think
think
they
so
are.
either.
I don't think
No.
so at all. The Pistons defense is like one of the. I think
So
it's
good.
It's one of, if not the best defenses in the NBA.
I don't care about that. Who else is scoring besides Cade Cunningham?
Who else is scoring besides Wemby? When it
Dylan
comes
Harper,
No,
Stephon Castle,
against
De'Aaron
that,
Fox.
against that defense, I don't buy it.
Well, we have to see it this year. That's
Exactly.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
When
Okay.
are we going to see this game? Spurs versus Pistons.
Wednesday on your birthday.
No, it's
Oh, wait.
Thunder versus Pistons.
Oh wait, no, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
wish.
when. Whenever that game is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Spurs right now have the third best defense in the NBA. The Pistons have the second best defense in the
Listen, it's
NBA.
right there.
The offense is pretty much even.
Okay.
It really just comes down to, I guess, I would trust the Pistons' health more than Wemby's health.
100%. That's what I was going to say.
I think that could be another
If
reason.
Wemby's healthy,
Listen,
maybe that could
Wemby looked
you know,
completely healthy on All-Star Weekend.
He did.
He did, but he also missed a month and a half with a calf strain.
Yeah, he's
So,
always in and out with something.
But yeah, he's gonna be consistent. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
With
that's
that.
kind of what it is.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the most confusing team out of this 5 is Denver.
They're there still,
But
regardless.
there's so many injuries everywhere.
So where would you put Denver?
I don't know. It's like I don't like wherever I put them. I don't feel confident
Yeah.
because I know they can win the championship.
Right.
But they're without Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson and whoever. Like
But they'll be
In and out,
back.
I know they'll be back, but who's to say that they don't get re-injured?
Yeah.
Once they do come back.
Well, it didn't AG get re-injured when he
He
came
did,
back,
yeah.
right?
He'll be back, I think, in a week or two, and Peyton Watson's still going to miss a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not really an ideal scenario as far as that goes. But
Yeah.
are you ready for my final 5?
Yeah, let's see.
Here are my 5 teams. So in 5th,
wow.
I have the Boston Celtics. 4th is the Denver Nuggets.
Yo, you guys are
Third
there.
is the San
Exactly the
Antonio
same.
Spurs. Second is the Detroit Pistons. And first is the OKC Thunder, just like Gio. Fun fact, when I first did this list, I put the Pistons in first because the Thunder hadn't been playing good. And then I saw a stat, and I can't find it because I've been looking for it for the past 10 minutes, where it said the Thunder's starting 5 have a combined, like it was like 42 minutes together, and they still have the most wins in the league. You can't excuse that at all. Like they are still the best team.
Yeah.
I don't care how janky they're playing. They've been without SGA. Who cares? They're still the best team. They're still getting wins.
And they just got Jared McCain.
And they just got my sunshine. So
Listen, with all due respect, boys, I love you guys to death, but both of these top 5s are wrong.
Okay. So
Wrong.
I'm waiting to see
also-
what you got. I'm really curious.
but he also said that about my finals picks last year.
Still
we
wrong.
all said that. I'm not going to lie.
Still wrong.
We all said that. When we did our playoff predictions, I had the Thunder and the Pacers on the screen.
And an alternate in the real universe was actually Knicks Thunder.
But we don't. We live in the real universe. and that
I
didn't
don't
happen.
know. Listen,
Well, I don't know where he's at.
You got game
know
ended
where I
twice
am at.
by what the helly?
bro. Listen, we're not talking about that team that's last place in the East right now. Okay.
Look, that team. I tell you, I'm telling you
Okay.
right now, with the addition of Zubats and the return of Halliburton, they are winning the championship next
Listen,
year.
the Knicks are getting.
I don't know about all
the
that.
Listen, Giannis is gonna overpump that for the Knicks, and
Ya-
you know that.
Oh, you think
100%.
Giannis is going to the Knicks?
Oh,
We're
he's
back to
coming.
this.
He's coming here.
Enjoy your 5-man rotation.
Yep, he's coming. He is coming.
So, Gio, are you ready for the worst top 5 of the list?
I'm so ready.
Oh my goodness.
Antoine,
You
go
guys-
ahead and read
You
your
guys
last
do
5.
not know ball whatsoever.
What are the Knicks doing here,
The
bro?
Knicks are a top 5 team in the East. JB, Cat,
Yeah, in the East.
Mitchell
Yeah, in the
Robinson.
East, absolutely.
Oh no, the whole league. I'm sorry. Listen, we're bringing in Jose Alvarado.
Oh, read your 5 first, and then explain. Yeah.
Oh, number 5 is the Knicks. Number 4 is the Nuggets. Number 3 is the Pistons. Number 2 is the Spurs, and number 1, unanimously among us all, is the Thunder.
Yeah, they have to be. As much as I didn't want to, they have to be.
Listen, the only things I have between these guys is the Knicks and then the swap between Pistons and Spurs. I said Spurs already. It's Spurs. I think paper and just overall team building, I think are a little better. I think I could swap them. Probably tomorrow I could say the Pistons are a lot better than the Spurs. I could say to the day after the Spurs are a lot better than the Pistons. I think it's just kind of on personal preference right now for all three of us. That's kind of it. Knicks are in fifth because, as you said, OG's coming back. We know how good they are when OG's back. The bench just got deeper. Jeremy Sohan's about to take off finally for us, and his career is going to come back to life.
Okay.
And I predicted that last week's episode. Sohan to the Knicks. I called it. Call me a mind reader. Alvarado looks phenomenal. The young guys are starting to play. That gets them up into the top 5. I think we're deeper than the Celtics. I can care less about Vucevic. I know it's great for them, but I think on paper the Knicks are deeper, and that's why they are over Boston.
I do have concerns about OG.
Yeah, OG's injury history is getting a little concerning.
It's not even that. We've seen what the turf toes done to Darius Garland. OG has his whole toenail removed.
Oh, really? Okay.
That can cause other problems down the line. And I don't. Your bench right now. Your depth would be what? Sohan, Alvarado, and
It's Landry, Clarkson, Mitch, Diawara, and Kolek.
Well, they said Sohan's probably going to get Diawara's minutes.
Yeah, he will. So
He's
Diawara's going
cooked.
to get moved.
So,
but Diawara is a good player that Mike Brown likes to play.
But you're not going to play more than 8 guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, so you're looking at the starting 5. You're looking at Mitch, Sohan, Alvarado, and Landry. Landry might get some minutes.
So it's a good
rotation.
bench. I wouldn't say it's like world breaking.
It's one of our best benches in recent memory.
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah,
So
it is one of our best benches in recent memory.
Yeah, I think I'd still give the edge to Boston. I just think you're going to see. I think you're going to see an elevation from Jaylen Brown in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I think that obviously. I think Derek White as well. Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, playoff Derek
Pritchard.
White's crazy.
Jordan
And Pritchard.
and
too.
Pritchard.
Jordan Walsh. I get it. That too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Playoff riser, Jordan.
I think
Walsh.
I still like Boston just a little bit more than New York right now.
I guess I do too.
But I'm taking
Yeah.
Detroit over everybody in the East.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
not even close.
Yeah, let's say Detroit's first.
So
Obviously.
their bench is insane.
They're stacked. Their backup point guard, honestly, is a starting point guard.
And they just got Kevin Herter,
Yeah,
who's played in a conference finals before.
yeah, they're
So
stacked.
I like it. So that is our top 5 teams, but we're not done yet. We have one more graphic to show you. This is our combined rankings. As all 3 of us, I basically put all our rankings into an Excel spreadsheet, averaged it out, and here are the final rankings of our teams. It's actually this one. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. So do you want me to just read it from 30th to 1st?
Yeah.
All right. So 30th is the Sacramento Kings, 29th is the Wizards, 28th the Pacers, 27th Nets, 26th Pelicans, 25th Utah Jazz, 24th is Memphis, 23rd is Milwaukee, 22nd Dallas, 21st Chicago, 20th Atlanta, 19 Gio's favorite team, the Warriors, 18th the Clippers, 17th Orlando, 16th is Portland, 15th is Miami, 14th is Charlotte, that's crazy, 13th is Philly, 12th is Toronto, 11th is Phoenix, 10th is the Lakers, 9th is Minnesota, 8th is Houston, or 7th is Cleveland. This is before all the
change
changes.
that,
Like
yeah.
you did
Minnesota's
it
high.
last minute on me, so I
Yeah.
can't really do anything about it. 7th is Cleveland, 6th is the Knicks, 5th is the Celtics, then 4th is the Nuggets, 3rd is San Antonio, 2nd is Detroit, and in 1st place is the OKC Thunder. We'll fix it for Antoine's placement of the
Minnesota
the
should
Wolves
be
and
swapped
everything.
with Houston, right?
Well, it depends on how it averages out. Your
Okay.
placement might not even matter.
Okay.
So, but yeah, how do we think the combined rankings look?
I think this is really good.
Yeah.
Except for the Minnesota and the Rockets.
Well, he's
thing.
gonna change that. I
Yeah.
swapped it last
Yeah.
second. Okay.
Exactly.
Other than that,
yeah.
this is top tier right
Yeah.
here.
I think the Kings are ranked a little too high.
And they can't go any higher.
First thing, I'm like, where are the Kings?
Bro, if we could put them 31st, I absolutely would. I would put the future expansion teams ahead
The,
of
the
them right
fall
So
the
bad.
fall off of that team in 3 years from light to beam to no beam should be studied.
Yeah, well, look, a lot can happen in 3 years, so I'm not
now.
surprised.
They also overachieved.
Yeah.
They were not that good.
Yeah.
Because remember, like a lot of people try to discredit Denver's championship because they didn't play good enough teams. Do you really think the Kings and the Grizzlies would have been tougher competition than the Warriors or the Lakers or
point.
the Suns? Like
Good point.
Yeah.
that's where it kind of comes into account. The Kings went 48-34 as a 3 seed, 48 wins. That's like
Yeah, no, it's like yeah.
Like
Not that
put it in perspective. In the East that year, the 4 seed had 51 wins. So kind of crazy how that works. But I think this turned out good. I think we could be proud of ourselves for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that concludes our post All-Star break power rankings. Let us know down in the comments. What was the craziest pick and where would you put your favorite team? And boys, how do you think that went?
I think that was solid. I mean, power rankings.
all fun.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun getting to reveal these tables and stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else to say before we head on into the outro?
I think we're good.
Nothing. I'm just something in college just happened that's really big.
Oh, fair.
So I mean, I should say it actually because this guy's gonna be in the NBA next year. I don't know if you follow college basketball, but Arkansas has his point guard named Darius Acuff Jr. He's a freshman, really good. He played all 50 minutes because the game went to 2 OT. They lost to Bama, 117-115. Darius Acuff dropped 49 points.
Okay, that's actually notable.
That's insane.
In college. It's
Wow.
very
49ers,
notable.
Yeah.
49 points. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
49,
his
5
draft
and
stock
5.
just skyrocketed. So
Well,
shout out to him.
It was skyrocketing already because Arkansas is now ranked.
Well, I mean, Calipari is known for developing really good basketball players, so it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
He's going to be in the draft, and he's going to be a really good point guard for somebody.
Yeah, we'll see. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 97 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Giovanni, G of the week, word of the week. What do we got?
Yeah, so for the G of the week, we have this comment from Tanya Da Silva. Shout out to you, Tanya Da Silva.
The comment is on the screen.
The comment is, "Hi guys, I love your videos. Keep it going. You guys, NBA videos are so fun."
Thank you.
So we
Awesome.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, Tanya Da Silva,
Thank
from
you,
the
Tanya.
heart.
Clap
I
it
also
up.
Want, yeah, clap it up.
Clap it up.
I also wanted to shout out Sean. He's been asking me to shout him out. He's some guy in physical therapy. He's like, "I watch your videos. Shout me out." I'm like, so shout out to you, Sean.
I went
Shout
to
out
school
to
with
you.
him.
And Anthony went to school with him. Small world,
Yeah.
right?
It's a very small
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, if you guys want to be a G of the week, you basically just got to be active in the comments section or in our streams or whatever. We typically like to do long form videos because usually the short form's not pod related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, just drop a comment. You could either ask us a question. It doesn't always have to be a supportive comment. It could be like last week's was, where do you think Giannis is going this summer?
Right.
And I always laugh at the first one we did a couple weeks ago where it was like, I'm happy to be here 12th. And that one's always funny. But shout out to you, Tanya, and shout out to you, Sean. And boys, we're gearing into 100
Wait, I
episodes.
didn't give the word of the week,
Oh,
bro.
crap. The word of the week. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Word of the week is going to be camouflage, or you can say camo, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty much blending into the couch right now.
You really are on the wall.
With my, and
Not
the wall. Combined with my
Or the
skin
couch.
color.
His complexion is very
co-
much similar
The
to
color
the
I'm
wall.
wearing. So it's like,
Yeah.
camouflage.
So comment camouflage or camo if you're still with the flow of the video. And obviously, boys, we have 2 episodes. Oh, excuse me. First burp of the stream. We have 2 episodes remaining until the 100th episode.
Yeah.
So, we'll keep an eye on news and buyout market stuff and
Of course.
everything of that nature. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, get us to 10,000 subs by our 2-year anniversary, which is next month. Crazy how fast time's flown.
Crazy.
If you're on,
You think we'll get to 10K by
we will.
our 100th episode?
well, it's dropping on our 2-year anniversary.
I think we
Dude,
can.
I think it's going to be setting
We're
up
gonna
for
be
that.
2 days
That's gonna be
after.
so
Close.
crazy.
Be really
right?
close.
So our 2-year anniversary is March 13th. The episode drops on March 15th.
Okay.
So
It's right there.
that's the goal. Get
All right,
us
let's
get
go.
us
Come
there
on.
by then.
Come on, guys, please.
We are
Do it.
we're under 130 away. So it's up to you guys to do it. Get us there. Obviously, if you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, leave a review, answer the polls. Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Our personal socials on the screen right now. Get my guy Giovanni to 1 million Instagram followers. Follow the Twitch, join the Discord server. We thank you again for 13 million views on the channel. We appreciate it and all the love and everything like that. I saw Gio doing 8-9. And boys, I think that's pretty much everything we got covered. Is there anything else we have to say before we head on out of here for the week?
No, we're going to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to sleep. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. Giovanni Squiteri just wrote a 40-page love letter to LeBron James, and we'll see you all next week in episode 98. Peace out.
I hate when he does that, though.
If I was him, I would just throw it out.